I know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
Where is the love? I don't get no promotion.
That's when you go doy. You gotta try fast as I can use some lotion.
That's when I Sport hoes don't got no sense of humor.
That's when you go doy. That's when your body has a cancerous tumor.
Well, let me ask you two questions. Number one, how come I almost never play that damn bit? How come?
I don't know.
And number two...
You like it?
Yeah,
But anyway,
I like it a lot.
I like it very much. You got to remind me to play that Go Doy is what that's called. Or
Okay.
Go Doy. You can do several doys if you like. And then, of course, on top of your head, if you want to be a schmata-head, you can put a doily.
Ooh.
Hello, doily.
That was
Remember
bad.
that? In fact, that would have been cute on Moe's head instead of that nasty-looking piece that we embarrassed him to finally toss. And then I didn't realize in the beginning that he had a whole bunch of different pieces. He had the Sunday go to church,
Sunday go to meeting, right?
Go to meeting,
the everyday
piece.
one, right? The
everyday muskrat
the
dot on my
athletic
head
one.
The which one?
The athletic one, the one that stays on firm.
Oh, the one that looks like Joe Rose's old jockstrap.
Has a chin strap.
Well, I heard Mo played a mean chin ball. That's what I heard. President Clinton's stepfather dies at 91.
Who?
Richard Kelly. President Clinton's stepfather.
Oh.
Why do you say it with such disrespect? What is wrong with you?
Gives a crap about that guy. did you know him?
I never heard of him.
Well, then.
Chris, I bet you never heard of him either, did you?
Nope.
Richard Kelly, stepfather of former President Bill Clinton, died yesterday at his home. He was 91, which is sure old enough. That's my goal, man. I'm going to make it to 91.
I have
Just
no doubt.
like, what?
I think he'll make it to 101.
Get out of here. No, I want to make it to 91 because my parents both lived to like, my mother 91 and my father 90 plus, almost 91.
Well, you know what Billy Joel said, right?
What's that?
Only the good die young.
Boy, talk about a shot. Isn't it bad enough I got to read the results from yesterday's poll here in a minute? Isn't that enough of a shot? Do I have to keep taking all the shots all the time? Huh? Pretty soon we'll be bringing Dr. Fred Schatz on to be the guest on here. Remember Dr. Schatz? He was the sex doctor.
That's what you told me.
Oh, boy. Kelly, a retired salesman, had been in declining health in recent weeks, and the former president visited him just on Monday. And they died on Wednesday. Maybe it wasn't such a good visit. Kitty Kuntz, a caregiver who answered the phone at Kelly's home Wednesday evening, said Kelly died about 5:45 p.m. He had cancer, said two sources close to the Clinton family, who spoke on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the matter. Why is it sensitive? I mean,
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Everybody's always anonymous. Kelly ran a food brokerage business for many years in Little Rock before retiring in 92. He met Clinton's mother at a horse racing track, and they married in 82. It was his second marriage and her fourth. At any rate, there you go.
So they arrested these guys over that stupid ad campaign?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember the circuit boards that they found in Boston?
No.
Okay. I'll have to get that story. That's all
I have
anybody's
no idea
talking
what
about
you're
down
talking
here.
about.
Really? What are you, out of the country or something?
Are you on CNN?
Yeah.
They just had the mayor on there. Is that what he was talking about? They arrested guys because of a circuit board plot? What language are you speaking, man?
That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, and what was it?
It's an ad campaign for Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Which is?
A cartoon, a late-night cartoon on the on Adult Swim
Are you
on the
starting
Comedy
with those
Network.
cartoons again? Unless there's a lot of sex and violence in cartoons, we don't want them.
Well, there's sex in it, I guess. There's
Oh,
dirty
in that
jokes.
case, it's okay. Dirty jokes, then it's good.
They put neon circuit boards up that had a picture of a Moonanite flipping the bird on it. That's terrorists.
Come on. And they arrested them?
They arrested these guys.
Well, I better get that story during the break here. I better get right on top of that. I don't want to, like, miss out anything big. You know me.
Right.
WQAM could be our only call of the day. Hello.
Hey, did you hear about this new extended power?
Okay, I heard about it. It's called Schmuck. Just look in the mirror and you'll see one. Here's the poll from yesterday, 1,462 votes. I think the real Neil Rogers is legendary 406. Boy, that just warms the cockles of my heart. I'm telling you that right now. Makes me feel so warm and cuddly. Oh, that's one of the choices on here. Legendary 406, 27.7% of you. Wasn't that very nice? Give me a little pat on the head. Just remember, all my close personal friends out there, every now and then it's nice to give Grandpa Neil just a little pat on the head, that's all, because, you know, he's getting old and feeble. A sweet old guy, 316. Sweet old guy. An insecure geek, 157. Yeah, you should live so long. A homebody, 133. A horn dog, 95. By the way, I won at Woodbine yesterday, just for the benefit of those who might be interested. Not tons, but enough. Enough to get me started on my vacation. Enough for cab fare to the airport and then some. An a-hole, 72. But you notice the beautiful part about that is 4.9%. We got it under 5%. The a-hole factor. You've heard of the O'Reilly factor and the Max factor and everybody else's factor. This is the a-hole factor, and it's under 5% on this show. That's why I'm legendary. Don't forget, by the way, today is the 1st of February. A month from today, March 1st, will be 31-year anniversary for this old coot. Oh, and I was supposed to do a happy birthday for one of my regular pusillanimous, whatever his name is on there on the, which I think his birthday's on the weekend or something. He's a good correspondent there on the MySpace page. Good. Pusillanimous pussyfooter or something like that. A-hole 72, straight 71. I mean, come on. Oh, why do they even vote that? Is that supposed to be funny?
I don't know.
Straight to Brady Quinn. Straight to Brady's bedside, I'll tell you that. Warm and Cuddly 64. Hey, Brady, I'm warm and cuddly. What do you say? Huh? He still said no. He ran. An evil bastard 47. Now we're talking. Outgoing 38. I hate this poll 36. Only 2.4%. They likes it. In fact, before I put the poll up there, I asked everybody in South Florida.
You like it?
And they said, yeah, we like it a lot. Because it gives us a chance to give you a shot. And a social butterfly, only 27. Which they're right about that. I wish I could have been a social butterfly. My whole life would have been so different, especially way back in the day, way back then. But, when you're cowering in the closet, you're like, I'm one of those, I'm queer, it's not good. But now who the hell cares? 905 votes on the poll today, and, of course, there should be more on here, but I didn't know what else to put on there. And I did change the poll, George noticed.
Yeah, I did.
Well, because I had my winnings. I won early. I got a good machine man. I got 600 on the line, then I got another 1,500 on the line. I ran out of there with some of their money.
I figured.
You figured what?
That either you won or lost bad and fast, but more likely that you won.
No, and so I came racing home because I figured, number one, I'm not going to give the money back, and number two, I had a very important phone call to make, and everything was just fine. 906 votes on the poll. What is the gayest song ever? The Village People in YMCA. I got it right. That's what I voted for. YMCA. 204. Now, isn't the FEMA thing? I know I just played that the other day. That's what the
federal government learned about those people today.
Under withering criticism from both parties.
Anyway, Village People and Macho Man is second with 133.
That's what I voted.
Can't get more macho than that. I could play that Macho Man bit, but we'd be all done. Especially the part where he says, stick it, whatever. He says, stick it.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, that's the one. Wham, wake me up before you go. If you have wild diarrhea, 125. Well, that's what you say when you have, wild, screaming diarrhea. Wake me up before you go. Uh-oh. Weather Girls, It's Raining Men, 100, and they should all look like Tom Brady and Brady Quinn. Tom Brady's head and Brady Quinn's body. Oh. But anyway. Oh, they could look like, what's his name?
What's his name?
I don't know. Barry Manilow at the Copa, 97. Right Said Fred, I'm too sexy for my body, 77. The Village People in the Navy, 69. Those Village People, they were a little bit...
gay. Yeah, a little bit.
The poll. What song is the gayest ever? I hate this poll, 80, what is it? 61, 6.7%. Not too bad. Diana Ross, I'm Coming Out, 29. And George Michael's and Faith, 11. Of course, it could have been some of his other songs, too, I guess,
like
George Michael.
Any of the other songs?
Meaning what?
Any of the other George Michael songs.
Right.
Like I Want Your Sex.
Oh, God. Yeah, what if you met George Michael and he turned out to be gross? Huh?
What do you mean, what if he turned out to be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
915 votes on the poll. In fact, we might have 1,000 by the end of this hour. Boy, talk about power at the Neil Rogers Show, okay? All you stiffs that are in town for this big, stupid ball game on Sunday. I'm a big football fan, but you know something? The Super Bowl, way too much hype. It usually turns out to be a real snoozer of a game, a real piece of garbage. And these two teams, man, and I have to laugh. I hear these guys like on the morning show talking about Sandy Peyton Manning. Oh, yeah, well, he's, a real stud, and he's gay. That's what he is. Who the hell are you kidding, Sandy Peyton? And he's they're doing their square table thing about which one's getting more action. I think that was yesterday morning. That goofball from Florida, or Sandy Peyton Manning. Sandy Peyton Manning looks like he ran into a door. You know what I mean? Into a brick wall. Oh. With that flat nose. He's got to be one of the ugliest coots that ever came down the pike. And believe me, I look in the mirror every morning, so I know plenty about ugly.
Hi, Junior, honey.
I like Lovshin-Kugel.
Pardon?
Noodle pie with chocolate chip ice cream.
Pound cake with chocolate chip ice cream is good.
Ring dings. And chocolate chip ice cream. Wait, chocolate swirl ice cream, even better.
That's nothing. Did you ever suck the jelly out of a jelly donut and then fill it with chocolate swirl ice cream?
I like to stuff a jelly donut with Reese's peanut butter cup, then put it in a warm oven and let the chocolate and everything melt into the dough.
How about peanut butter and jelly on a chocolate-covered graham cracker?
With thin layers of banana on top.
Could I have a little lemon in my water, please? I make chocolate chip cookies with M&M's instead of chocolate chip.
They don't melt in your hands.
Yeah. Junior, can I have a little more lemon in my hot water, please?
Mr. Lapalata, lemon?
No, I'd like a little fresh orange juice squeezed in mine, if you got it.
No, sorry.
Okay, then lemon.
The Crohn's, they got chocolate-covered orange wedges. The juice just dribbles down your chin.
Junior, could I have just a drop of honey in this, please? Just a drop.
The wedge of the actual fruit is covered with that thick, dark chocolate. You know?
Oh, boy. How'd you like to stuff one of them in a donut?
Get the honey, Junior.
Give him the honey, Junior.
It's in the cupboard, Tom.
Well, get it.
What else do they cover with that chocolate? I mean, besides the orange wedges? Grapes? Peaches?
Strawberries.
Junior, the honey.
Those big, juicy stem strawberries are dipped into that dark, dark chocolate.
Get the honey! Get the honey!
What's honey know?
I love it, man. If you haven't seen Fatso, you haven't lived. Speaking of that, let's get into this food thing here. The Beast of all people, the Beast, sends me a list of recommendations.
Okay.
A long message here on our MySpace from the Beast. I beg your pardon?
He ought to know.
Getting a lot of good, several people recommended Fleming's, which is in the Gables on Ponce, I guess. I just looked it up. And they got a really elaborate website, just like Morton's does. Fleming's, ever hear of it?
No.
Never heard of it?
Fleming's?
Fleming, like Fleming's.
No.
Like Jim Fleming. Don't remember the Jim Fleming trot from at Hazel Park? No. I think Joe Lighthill was driving in that race. At any rate, and Jimmy Arthur. Here's what the Beast says. Let's call a spade a spade. If there's one thing I know, it's food, he says, which means he's a fat slob. Notice you were looking for places to eat down here, so I'll list a few of my favorites, he says, and then he goes on for about 6,000 pages. Well, thank you, Beasto. And the first he lists Capitol Grill on Brickell. Of all the steakhouse chains, Ruth's Chris, Smith & Wollensky, Morton's, etc., Capitol Grill is the best and most consistent, he says. He says, I've eaten at several of them around the country. They're always awesome. I bet he has eaten at all of them around the country. Morton's is so overrated, he says. Oh, geez, that's depressing, isn't it?
Okay.
And as you found out, Smith & Wollensky just sucks, yes. Ate at Ruth's Chris in Phoenix and was great. Oh, yeah, and the one in Toronto is great, too, but unfortunately it's not in South Florida. Can't move it. He says the one in the Gables blows. I don't like chains that are not consistent. The original Palm in New York City is one of my favorites, but the one down here, says the Beast, bad news, he says, with 4 Ds on it. Bad news. So Capitol Grill on Brickell is his favorite for steak. Prime 112, he says, haven't eaten there, but everyone I've talked to about it loves it. The only drawback is it's on South Beach, which means it's going to suck to park. You're going to deal with stupid people looking to be seen in all those pasty queens, whatever. Oh, here we go. Number 3, it says, my dad, who's in the meat business, says Fleming's in the Gables was really good. See, and Dad knows. Dad knows his meat. Yeah. Other note, the best steakhouse in the country by far, and I've tried them all, he says, Peter Luger's, Ben Benson, Metropolitan Grill, etc., is Emerald's Delmonico Steakhouse in the Venetian Hotel in Vegas. Just amazingly good. Well, let's all go to Vegas. What are you saying? Go to Emerald's Delmonico Steakhouse.
There you go.
But it sounds to me like Fleming's might be a top shelf. Then he goes on about Italian restaurants, Cafe Abbracci in Coral Gables, upscale Italian food, not just your normal crappy over-the-done chicken parmesan, real authentic Italian food, he says. My ex-aunt is from Genoa, and that was her favorite place when she was here. Cafe Abbracci in the Gables. My favorite place is Abruzzi and Abbracci and all those other. Cafe Grazia used to be in Pinecrest, now I think it's on the beach. He says, never had a bad meal here. Pasta was done perfectly every time, al dente. And then he's got Carpaccios in the Bal Harbor shops. It says, sure, you have to deal with over-obnoxious Japs that shop in Bal Harbor. Japs.
Oi!
But the flattened veal chop is my favorite Italian dish, and they do it great, says the Beast. Also, Norman's in the Gables. He says it's that foo-foo new cuisine, but really, really, really mouth-watering good. Not as stuck-up and obnoxious as going to one of those places on South Beach. Then he lists here, and you're going to chuckle when you hear this, Joe's.
Okay.
As in Joe Mama. He says, I really don't understand why you won't try it. I guess if you've never been, you'd think it's some haughty-taughty place. It's really not. Aside from the stone crabs, it's not an expensive place. Most of the time when I go there, I get their awesome baked chicken and about 567 side dishes. Their side dishes are really, really good, like their onion rings, fried green tomatoes, or hash browns. By the way, the whole deal with stone crabs is not the crabs, which really don't have a lot of taste. It's the mustard sauce. And he goes on about he dips the bread in it, puts it on a chicken, and he says Joe's has got the best brownie sundae I've ever seen. Just a huge, gooey fudge brownie topped with hot fudge and whipped cream and ice cream and nuts and cherries. And then he writes, wow, 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 wow. Yeah.
Well, I've
and
been
of course, a lot of people are
times.
thinking, maybe we'd like to go to dinner with the Beast. And then I would like to ask them, yeah, but what if he turned out to be gross?
Yeah. Well, I'll go to dinner with the Beast at Joe's if he pays. It'll make
And if you get that gigantic brownie sundae, let me read that again.
It'll be the 4th time that I've been there.
A huge, gooey fudge brownie topped with hot fudge and whipped cream and ice cream and nuts and cherries. And then he writes, wow, 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 like that.
Maybe that's what I missed out when I went there the other 3 times.
I see.
When everything was mediocre and they treated us like cattle.
Oh, you mean a joke?
And I don't mean just us. I mean everybody. It was like being part of a herd.
Are you starting to get with that negatory? Like you had this yesterday. You were like knocking and ripping and tearing and shredding and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, go right ahead. Well, that's part of it. We're not going to sit here and suck up to everybody. I mean, if every restaurant in South Florida was so sensational, they'd all be lined up out the door. And, of course, they are lined up the door at some places that really suck anyway.
Right.
It's called those state of mind restaurantes.
Right.
State of mind. Like the Rascal House, and like the Forge, and like Joe's. Although there's some people eat at Joe's a lot because they want to be seen at Joe's. It's the place to be seen is what I'm told. Isn't that true?
Was funny.
Isn't that what we always hear?
I guess.
But then again, there's some people who, they'll eat anywhere, especially if somebody else is picking up the tab. 25 past 10 at 560 WQM. We probably have some songs that we need to add on to our list here, wouldn't you think? Maybe
I
not.
imagine.
Are the faxes pouring in? No. Maybe I'll take some calls. Maybe not. I don't know.
Apparently, Molly Ivins did die.
She died? Where did you get that?
Off the fax here. When you verified it.
Oh, no. I know she was right on the verge. It's a good thing I had that story yesterday. She was virgin it.
Yesterday at 62 due to cancer. Bummer. Says
What a shame.
Signature I can't read.
Thanks for the bad news. Poll again today. What is the gayest song ever? And we got 958 votes. The gayest song ever. Village People, YMCA 215. Village People, Macho Man 144. Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go, 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 Go. If you got really bad screaming, you know what. 136. A lot of people know what diarrhea is, but very few of us know how to spell it, including me. Sorry about that.
There's an H in there somewhere.
There's an H. What the H? Weather Girls, it's raining men, 107. What an idea. I'm going outside. Barry Manilow at the Copa, 100. Right Said Fred, too sexy for my body, 79. Village People in the Navy, 73. Well, what are they doing in the Navy, all those seamen out there?
They're,
I hate this poll, no answer required. I hate this poll, 66.8%. Diana Ross, I'm coming out.
Hey, are you on
Too
CNN
late.
right now?
Yes.
They're remembering
there's Molly Ivins,
Ivins.
32. I just loved her. She was so great.
Yes, she was.
She also wrote several books.
George Michael's in Faith, or any other song he ever did, 11, is anything with George Michael.
Gay.
Very gay. What if you met George Michael and he turned out to be really gross?
What do you mean, what if?
So Molly Ivins is dead at 62. That is really pathetic. We had the story yesterday that she was in really bad shape.
She died?
And that's the bad news. So sorry. 26 after 10 at QM. Let's see what's on that schedule today. Mad Dog at the Radio Row at 2. Then we got the triple hour, 3 hours of Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog, 3 to 6. Henry Goldberg solo at Radio Row, 6 to 7. And then the Panther preview at 7. Any interest?
No.
Leafs won another game, 2-1 over the Rangers last night. A miracle. Panthers against the Caps tonight, 7:30 at the Mac Arena. And then after the hockey game, Super Bowl Overdrive with Craig Mishmash.
Now, Inside Edition. George, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
The Bills.
Buffalo was mathematically eliminated like the first week.
Washington.
Washington didn't make the playoffs.
Boston Patriots.
New England lost. They're not in the Super Bowl.
Los Angeles.
LA doesn't even have a team. Do you know anything about football?
Stay on the offense. I know that.
Whatever. It's the Colts versus the Bears. Who do you like?
The people of Ukraine.
I'm going to slap you upside the head. Inside Edition. We'll be right back.
10:31 at 560 WQAM, and we got 986 votes on the poll. We're going to have 1,004 shakes of your things tail. How do you like that? Somebody says, relax, Frankie goes to Hollywood.
We put it on there.
Relax, don't do it. Isn't that how that goes?
Yeah.
What's so gay about that?
Well, the entire band was really, really gay, and all their other songs were gay, and that one must be too.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, we're not asking which band is the gayest. The poll says, what is the gayest song ever? But that's okay. Relax, Frankie goes to Hollywood. Just relax. Good suggestion, man. Just relax. Don't get all uptight. Don't get all psychotic. Just relax.
Like Boston City officials should just relax.
Be calm, like me. Oh, I forgot to look up that story.
I'll print it for you.
Print it out and whip it along. Now, by the way, since that cord showed up the other day, is that fax machine that I paid for weeks and weeks and weeks ago today?
No.
Is it hooked up?
No. But I got the cord here.
Well, what do you mean, no?
I told you, I got to run the cord through all this kind of furniture here, which is going to involve taking things apart.
Oh, Jesus, God almighty. It's got to be a month. It's got to be 4 weeks. Huh?
Got to be.
That it showed up there. It's got to be 5 weeks since I went online and I bought that damn thing. Well, whatever.
I think we're down to about one engineer in the building because everyone's out at the Super Bowl stuff.
Oh, that's right. They're all at the Super Bowl. They're taking care of the important stuff. That's right. They're at Radio Row. What do you know? Now, they don't want to take care of this crap. WQAM, hello.
Hello, George.
Yes.
A couple of restaurant suggestions for Neil.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Norman's in the Gables is one of the best restaurants in the country, and I have no connection to them. And Ortanique on Miracle Mile, very good. We always had a good meal there. Excellent.
What's the second one?
Ortanique. It's one word with an O. Ortanique.
Yeah.
It's in Miracle Mile.
Miracle Mile. That's a miracle if, yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. I'll pass it along to Neil.
Okay, Neil.
See ya. Yeah, he knew it was me all along. He's just funny. Ortanique, I never heard of that. Sounds like if you're a geek, you love Ortanique. And Norman's. I've heard of Norman's, but I don't know what it is. I wonder if Norman Kent's got anything to do with that. And then there was something on Isla Morada that somebody suggested. Where the hell is Isla Morada? Isn't that way the hell down the
In the middle of the Keys.
Yeah, it's way down the middle of the Yenamsveld.
You got several suggestions for Mad Dog's restaurant. I think that's what that was.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Ziggy and the Mad Dog.
Ziggy and the Mad Dog. Now, I had several of those recommended. It says it's fabulous. And where's that? Also in Isla Morada?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not got news for you, man. I mean, this is a very important meal, like the meeting of the five families, like that. But I'm not going to stinking Keys to have a dinner with anybody. You know, if Brady Quinn and Tom Brady were both coming, I don't think I'm going to Isla Morada, unless by helicopter, maybe.
There's an idea.
Yeah, that's the thought. If they could squeeze me in between them. WQAM, hello.
What's up, my legendary sweet a-hole? How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
I can't believe they can't have one engineer take care of the number one rated show. They've got all those losers down at the douche bowl. Yeah. Unbelievable.
It is.
You know, take care, buddy.
Okay, there's an editorial comment on our priorities here at QM and our engineering department. But at least they're consistent. They don't lift a finger for this show. We'll manage just fine. The bonus check, I'm sure, showed up. I was told, I think, yesterday, today, whenever the hell it's showing up. Mine did. How about you, George? WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, one for your poll. How about that Rod Stewart, If You Think I'm Sexy song?
Oh, God, he's about as sexy as a 400-year-old watermelon, man.
Yeah, he is terrible. And now he has those classic albums coming out. He's just out of material. Just tell him to retire.
Retire, Rod. Okay, thanks,
yeah,
Colin. Yeah, Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart. Yeah, I think 400 pounds of elephant droppings is really sexy too, Rod. And in fact, I'd put it in the same category. 1,002 votes. Oh! Holy moly, Rat Man. This is really radical, you know what? It's enough to make me feel like going on vacation tomorrow and leaving early at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. George is going to be on at 1. Or taped.
Or taped, right.
You think we're going to have a tape tomorrow at 1? Whatever the hell they want. Maybe tapeworm would be good. Maybe that's what the bee suffers from. Maybe he's got a tapeworm.
Obviously not.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Good.
I was listening to Right Wing Spring a couple of days ago, and the guy first came on talking about supporting the troops. Then a lady came on talking about her husband. She said, well, my husband's in Iraq, and he's going back for a second tour for 4 months. He said, that's great. What do you want to tell us? They said they're cutting off his combat paycheck. Well, I'll get back to you, and hung up on the woman.
Very nice. Very nice. Very classy. Okay, thanks for the classy news, Pally. Here's a fax from Moishi who says Ortonex sucks. One of those pay a lot for a small portion, but it's okay because it looks nice. Artsy-fartsy. Oh, that sounds like that restaurant in Florence I got, with the little pigeon egg and all the other stuff, that artsy-fartsy place where they bring out the big plate and it's got like about one, like a parakeet turd on the plate, you know. That was the most bizarre, and of course I'm sure, and I do know because I've been in Florence a few times, that the food there is sensational. But it was a place I'd eaten at, years before, and you go back and surprise, it's artsy-fartsy now. To me, there's nothing worse than an artsy-fartsy restaurante where they don't really care the quality of the food or the quantity, but they give you like how it looks on the plate. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? Oh my God! And they brought out the what the hell did I order? Some appetizer. It was like a small piece of prosciutto malone. Sliced ham and melon, which is one of the really famous Italian appetizers and really great all over Italy. One of my very favorites. And it was like hot, served hot. They said, okay, whatever. I'll try different things. And they brought out like a little square of ham about the size of your little fingernail. And like a small slice of cantaloupe about the size of your thumb. Hot. It was hot. Oh, okay. And you try to chew the prosciutto, the ham, and it was like chewing bubble gum. But anyway, it was a great experience. Oh, here you go. George just sent me this story. Boston devises a cartoon marketing ploy. Well, shame on them. Okay, everybody's a freaking terrorist now. 10 blinking electronic devices planted at bridges and other spots in Boston threw a scare into the city Wednesday in what turned out to be a publicity campaign for a late-night cable cartoon. At least one of the devices depicts a character giving the finger. Well, good, I like characters giving the finger, especially when they got that angry look on their face, like that.
Right, all of the devices did. That's the thing.
Good. Highways, bridges, and a section of the Charles River were shut down and bomb squads sent in before authorities declared the devices were harmless. It's a hoax and it's not funny, said Governor Deval Patrick. Well, screw you,
I
Deval.
thought it was funny.
Turner Broadcasting, a division of Time Warner Inc. and a parent of Cartoon Network, said the devices were part of a promotion for the TV show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, a surreal series about talking milkshake, a box of fries, and a meatball. What's wrong with a talking meatball?
Nothing.
The packages in question are magnetic lights that pose no danger, Turner said in a statement. It said the devices have been in place for 2 or 3 weeks in 10 cities: Boston, New York, L.A., Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, Portland, Oregon, Austin, Texas, San Fran, and Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. We regret that they were mistakenly thought to pose any danger, the company said. Oh, what a bunch of wusses, man. Mm-hmm. The marketing company responsible for the campaign, Interference Inc., had no immediate comment. A woman who answered the phone at New York-based firm's offices yesterday said the firm's CEO was out of town and wouldn't be able to comment till later today. Police only said they were investigating where the device came from, but an angry Mayor Thomas Menino said a stiff penalty would be pursued against whoever was responsible for the devices. It's about keeping a city on edge, he said. It's about public safety. I think he's on edge.
Yeah.
On the edge of a nervous breakdown. And I bet you if you met him, he'd turn out to be grotesque.
Probably.
Homeland Security Department spokesman Russ Naki. I wonder if he's related to Knockney. Praised Boston authorities for sharing their knowledge quickly with Washington officials and the public. Hoaxes are a tremendous burden on local law enforcement and counterterrorism resources. There's absolutely no place for them in a post-9/11 world, Naki said. Authorities said some of the objects looked like circuit boards or had wires hanging from them. Oh, brother. Dangerous. The first device was found at a subway and bus station underneath I-93, forcing the shutdown of the station and the highway. Oh, no.
Well, you know how those terrorists operate, man.
Later, police said 4 calls around 1 p.m. reported devices at the Boston University Bridge and the Longfellow Bridge, both of which span the Charles River at Boston Street Corner and the Tufts New England Medical Center. The package near the BU Bridge was found attached to a structure beneath the span. Subway service across the Longfellow Bridge between Boston and Cambridge was briefly suspended, and Storrow Drive was closed as well, which is a benefit for the drivers because that's a horrible place. A similar device was found last night just north of Fenway Park. Wanda Higgins, a 47-year-old Weymouth resident, nurse at Mass General, had heard about the threat as she watched TV news coverage while preparing to leave work at 4 p.m. I saw the bomb squad guys carrying a paper bag with their bare hands, Higgins said. I knew it couldn't be too serious. Messages seeking additional comment from the Atlanta-based Cartoon Network were left with publicists. Bada beep, bada boop, bada. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a cartoon with a cultish following that airs as part of the Adult Swim late-night block of programs on the Cartoon Network, a feature-length film based on the show slated for release March 23rd. And the city of Boston's having a nervous squat about it.
Roger's got.
Everybody's in rehab for no reason at all. Unless you run a meth lab or make your own 8-ball. You don't need to go to rehab for something dumb you say. There's the 12-step program for hating someone gay. Everybody's in rehab when they shouldn't be. Gave some girl an ass grab, which isn't too PC. That doesn't mean you need rehab or a prescription. It means you're a butthead, just like Mel Gibson. Everybody's in rehab to cover their own ass. If you just threw one jab or smoked a little grass, you don't need to go to rehab for making racial slurs. Or if your underwear happens to be hers. Rehab's not for exhaustion or something you need to spin. Rehab's not for booby squeeze or foot-in-mouth disease. You don't need to go to rehab. Just apologize and control your ego. Stop making up lies.
10:47 at 5:60. So this story is becoming bigger than life itself. They just showed on there suspects pleading out guilty in the Boston yada yada case.
I sent you a picture of the.
And I'm looking at it right now. Suspicious Boston devices are a marketing ploy.
How?
And here's a picture of this really dangerous-looking cartoon character.
Sure.
We are Moonanites from the inner core of the moon.
You said it right.
Oh, man. I'd run for the hills if I seen that. One of them hanging from a bridge, just like that.
Because you know how the terrorists always use flashing cartoon characters.
So they just showed them escorting these guys away, pleading not guilty, and they're like dragging them away. We're going to fry your ass, you terrorists.
How dare you have humor.
About a dozen artists and other supporters rallied outside Charlestown Municipal Court this morning. Oh, before I do that, though, here's a suggestion for the poll. Boy George and Karma Chameleon.
We'll put it down as Culture Club, since that's who did it.
That is correct. Well, but that was Boy George. That's back before he got that new hat.
Oh, yeah.
Before she got her new dude. About a dozen artists and other supporters rallied outside Charlestown Municipal Court this morning in defense of the 2 men charged with placing battery-powered cartoon characters throughout the city that touched off fears of bombs and terrorism.
Oh, my God.
Most of the supporters held computer printouts fashioned in the same design as the guerrilla advertising campaign that sparked the panic. The signs included today's date.
There they are. Look at these guys.
Oh, there they are. Suspects in Boston look really dangerous. One guy looks about 18 years old.
Yes, this did turn out to be.
Well, that guy looks really scary there with the beard and the long do. Oh, man, I think he's got some rasta here.
Dreadful locks.
Oh, boy. 2 men accused of placing crap in Boston.
This courthouse was underneath and over.
This is so ridiculous. This is America for you, baby. As they say in China, Zion America. The signs included yesterday's date, January 31st, 07, and the words "Never Forget" beneath one of the characters from the Cartoon Network TV show. It was a marketing ploy. Sage 35. Now, see, it doesn't even have the names of these people, and then all of a sudden we go to Sage 35. Oh, I see. One of the supporters who described herself as an artist but declined to give her last name. I got it. Said that Turner Broadcasting Systems, the parent company behind the marketing blitz, or is that Blintz, is the real culprit. Boy, I sure like my cheese blintzes, I'll tell you that. Turner didn't think this ad through, Sage said, standing outside the court. The people who are suffering, they're innocent. They're the innocent people. Police last night arrested Peter Berdovsky, 27. The artist, originally from Belarus, told the Globe earlier in the day that he installed the signs for an ad firm hired by Turner Broadcasting. He faces up to 5 years in prison on charges of placing a hoax device in a way that causes panic and disorderly conduct. Oh, brother.
Oh, my God.
Exactly. His lawyer and friend, Michael L. Rich, no relation to Fat Rich, said he hoped in court today to get Berdovsky's bail reduced and end this craziness. Crazy. A second man, Sean Stevens, 28, of Charlestown, was arrested about 11:30 last night. He was also charged with placing a hoax device in disorderly conduct. Both are being arraigned today. As we saw, they were like schlepping him and dragging him and pushing him around. Oh, you hardened criminals, you terrorists, blah, blah, blah. Very shameful if you ask me. But what do I know?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got on the poll. We got 1,042 votes already. Boy, we're really pushing it today, man. I don't know what this is all about. Must be because Super Bowl is on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
It must be because tomorrow's my last day before vacation. Thank God. Boy, do I need that vacation or what? Huh? I'm going to get on that plane, and I'm just going to leave all my worries behind. Not that I really have any. What is the gayest song ever? Village People, YMCA 228. Village People, Macho Man, 155. Are you trying to say the Village People are a little...
Gay.
Is that what you're trying to say? How about the Indian?
Not a little.
Oh. Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go, 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 all over the flow, 145. Weather Girls, It's Raining Men, 113. I just love that song. Hallelujah. Barry Manilow at the Copa, 107. Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy for My Body, 86. The Village People in the Navy, 85. You ought to see what they're doing out on those ships. You know, they're out there for a long time at sea, all those seamen.
I heard they're swabbing the poop deck.
You know, you probably don't remember, but in Fort Lauderdale, once upon a time, there was a gay bar called the Poop Deck on A1A.
You're right. I don't remember.
Well, there you go. Well, what would you know about gay establishments anyway?
Nothing.
I knew them all. The Poop Deck. I wonder what that meant. I hate this poll, 68, 6.5%. Diana Ross, I'm coming out, 36. Diana's coming out. Everybody wants her to go back in. George Michaels and Faith, 12. Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Relax. Relax, don't do it, 5. Rod Stewart, you think I'm sexy? Well, the answer is...
No.
We think you're gross, Rod. Grotesque, 3. And Culture Club, Karma Chameleon, Solamente Uno, and probably the person that faxed that in. But keep them coming, no problem at all. And keep those restaurants coming. So anyway, Moishi says that one place, Ortanique, he says it blows, is what he said. I mean, not that I knows, but that's what he says, it blows. Doug Thompson says, your president blows. Bush's plan to destroy America on CapitolHillBlue.com by Doug Thompson. He says, the absolute and unrelenting takeover of the government of the U.S. by a despot named George W. Bush continues right under the noses of the new Democratic leadership of Congress and in outright defiance of the wishes of the American voters who sent a clear mandate for change in last year's elections, Bush recently made more moves to consolidate power in the executive branch, signing an order that requires key government agencies to place his political appointees in positions to control policy on health, environmental issues, civil rights, and privacy. These political hacks, appointed without review or approval of Congress, can now interpret the laws as they or their presidents see it without regulatory oversight or a requirement to report to anybody. Even worse, my White House sources tell me that Bush is putting into place a carefully crafted plan to extend his power and influence over government policy long after he leaves office January 20th, 2009. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales at Bush's directions advising cabinet secretaries to convert these political appointees to senior executive service, SES positions, before Bush's second term ends, giving hand-picked policymakers absolute authority even after the president leaves office.
Absolutely.
SES positions are protected by federal civil service, so the policymakers could not be replaced by an incoming president, Democrat or Republican, who follows Bush. My sources tell me Bush plans to place conservative zealots throughout federal agencies, give them authority to control policy for as long as they hold their jobs, and then convert those appointees to civil service positions that will continue to enforce his wishes for years to come. Far-fetched? Not at all. Cabinet secretaries have long had power to convert some key appointees to SES positions, although until Bush signed his executive order granting broad policy-making powers to such appointees, they did not have the ability to continue a president's programs long after he leaves office. Bush is still hoping for at least one more vacancy on the Supreme Court before a second term ends, giving him a chance to control judicial rulings well into the next decade. Such is the pattern of a man determined to control all phases of government without any checks and balances. The White House has been gaming the system for 6 years, says Jonathan Turley, law professor at George Washington University, acknowledged national expert on constitutional law. He has shut down Congress and slowed down the courts. Some hope the Democratic takeover of Congress would stop Bush's power grabs, but it continues, and the overly cautious and gun-shy Democratic leadership on Capitol Hill appears powerless to stop him. While they consider non-binding resolutions on withdrawing troops from Iraq, Democratic leaders of Congress have asked for a legal interpretation on what power, if any, it has to stop Bush. And who did it ask for this interpretation? The Attorney General, Alberto Gonzales, a Bush appointee who believes that the President's power is absolute and the one crafting the program to extend that power and influence far beyond his constitutionally limited 2 terms in office. If you listen to the President and some Democratic leaders, Congress can do little to stop the hemorrhaging of lives in Iraq, Turley says. Well, not nice. That's Doug Thompson on Capitol Hill Blue.
Go, Doug.
The ass that he so well deserves. Oh, brother, it's so depressing, you know what? We don't want to be depressing during Super Bowl week. Here's Mel says, please add Eiffel 66 and Blue to your gay poll. Eiffel 66 did Blue? Blue,
sure, there's lots of songs named Blue.
Huh?
Probably lots of songs named Blue.
No, but you know the one I'm talking about, the group from Italy. What the hell was their name? Blue Pop Pop. It was a techno-pop song, you know, techno-plop. Kind of like Wake Me Up Before You Plop Plop. Eiffel 66 and Blue. I don't know what the hell that is. Have you got it? I bet you don't have that, do you, huh, in your vast library there?
I'm looking.
Yeah, keep looking. Got it?
Looking.
No chance.
Check it out.
Got it?
I am Ignignoked, and this is Earth.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in
that's the song.
World.
Yeah, that's
and all
Blue
day
Munchkin
and
was
all
in that.
night and everything he sees is just
That was Eiffel 66, was that group?
Inside
it's listed as Eiffel 65 in my library, but what does the library know?
And a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around.
Chris says it's 65.
Nobody
he ought to know his Eiffel
Tower.
I am Ignignoked.
There you go. There's a good part. Okay, that's enough of that.
Is that yodeling? They didn't do that.
They're doing it. They're yodeling on it. They're twisting it around. They were doing their popsicle.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Shooter, you are shrewd. They got you under rope. You broke your vow. Scooter, what'd you do? Lie for who? Shame he doesn't know you now. Come on, Shooter, you. Keep those two Valley Plain Freeport leaker. If this goes to the top, Shady gets hot. Pushes next, hide the liquor. Scooter, maybe you're through. Scooter, maybe more new. Scooter, not just you, Carl too.
I say let's round up all those cartoon characters. What do you say, huh?
We are Moonanites from the inner core of the moon.
You said it right.
Yeah. Get all those Moonanites, man, and get a lasso and round them all up. Oh, look at that. There they are. There's that one guy with a rock box. Boy, you know he's guilty. He looks real guilty to me.
I'm more afraid of what he might have crawling around in his hair than anything he might have on a
God.
bridge.
Do you like it? No, not really.
But on the other hand,
woo, what a dude.
In areas where you could typically find a bomb. If someone wanted to cause damage, they would put it under a bridge or in some transportation hub area where it could have maximum...
Oh, lighten up a little bit, you jackasses up there in Boston, for crying out loud. I'll see you on Commonwealth Ave, okay, at Mrs. Murphy's house.
There it is.
Yeah, there's that dangerous cartoon character flashing light. Oh, man, it looks so dangerous to me. You'd have to be a retard to get all freaked out about that. But then again, here's a fax from somebody says, did you see all the papers are all over the story on how Saban used the slur coon? Well, isn't that nice? The following article is not the main story, but a side story on how it became public. It says, check the Sun Sentinel Herald. Boy, I must be missing all the good stuff, you know. It says, for a good kosher joint, check out Sam's Deli on 41st Street in Miami Beach. Sam's Deli. You should live so long, okay? At any rate, getting back, how comments became public. A reporter shared a recording. 3 reporters representing the Herald, the Palm Beach Post, and the South Florida Sun Sentinel met with Nick Saban on January 3rd in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the day after he left the Dolphins, and the ensuing 45-minute interview, the coach made a handful of off-the-record remarks. One of those remarks included explicit language and a slur against Cajuns, and became public when Miami Herald reporter Jeff Darlington shared a recording of Saban's words with a South Florida sports radio host. Oh, not the big... Oh, my God.
Rock solid.
The coach's slur was not initially published by the Herald because of the coach's request for that portion of the interview to remain private. 2 weeks later, Darlington emailed an audio file of the conversation that included the slur to 560 QM radio host Orlando Alzaquiri, who aired the comments on his morning radio show about South Florida and Mobile. He's on in Mobile? Well, what does that mean?
He was in Mobile last week for the Senior Bowl.
Oh, my God, for his show in Mobile. Come on, let's get serious, okay? Copies from those earrings then hit the Internet. In poor judgment, I decided to email another journalist an audio sampling of an interview that took place in Nick Saban's office, Darlington said. Though I did not expect the clip to be used, was still my responsibility to make sure the audio was never published in any way. I apologize for my bad decision. My recorder was on the table in front of Coach Saban in plain view. He knew the conversation was being recorded. However, I never initially reported the material because he indicated 3 reporters present. It was not intended for print. Alzaquiri declined to comment because he's not really...
rock solid.
How do you like that? I sure hope the Big O isn't in hot water, huh? Maybe that's that .3 share he had in December in that trend.
Woo! Well, if I knew he was going to be playing off the comment, interviews with coaches, I'd listen more intently.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Well, we have it if you want to hear it.
I beg your pardon?
Do we?
We have it if you want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Okay, let's hear it.
We are Moonanites from the...
was walking down the street, one of the Board of Trustees guys, like these people around here, and sitting up on the stage today at LSU. He's walking down the street yesterday before the Sugar Bowl. He calls me. There's a guy working in the ditch, one of those coon-ass guys that talk funny. I can't talk like him, but he can. Most people in Louisiana can. And he says, "Hey, you see where Coach Saban signed up with Alabama? You know, however they talk." And the Board of Trustees guy says, "Yeah, I saw that." And he says, "That son of a... I feel like he's my wife."
Oh, lovely. Oh, there's the interesting part. Isn't that beautiful, huh? What cool-ass guys. Well, he's long gone anyway. He's small potatoes. For the poll, somebody says Little Richard, and they meant roll over Beethoven, but they wrote bend over Beethoven.
Gay.
Make it a little more
Rectum.
gay, yeah. Roll over Beethoven by Little Richard. What's gay about that?
I don't know.
Maybe Beethoven liked to roll over, or maybe he was having him a good time. Who the hell knows? We ought to put that on there? How about Little Richard and Tutti Frutti?
Hey, what does that mean?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. What, you have it there?
I got Tutti Frutti Alice.
Oh.
For Alice Rantel.
Tutti Frutti Alice is standing in the front row, hitching up a short skirt, scratching in the dark, leaning on the false eye, staring at the tall guy.
There you go, Tutti Frutti Alice. Well, she's small potatoes. Who remembers Alice Rantel? You got to be really old and craggy to remember that from the W Snooze days. All right. Tutti Frutti, baby. And you know who else did that song? Of all people?
Pat Boone.
Pat Boone. You knew that. You got it?
No, I don't. You know, I never could get around the lyrics of the song.
He didn't say wop, did he? Uh-oh. Next Nick Saban's going to be having a recording of that kid all over the wires.
Oh,
so anyway, that was really bad. And Orlando Alzaquiri got a hold of that?
And I hope he played it on the air. Well, I guess that story said that he did. Yes.
Well, if he played it on the air, then we're on safe ground, I guess. Or not, as the case may be. Of course, it was Chris's decision to play it.
Of course.
Oh. Moody River by Pat Boone. That wasn't Tutti Frutti, I'll tell you right now, mister. You better get your finger in the right slot.
I don't have a lot of Pat Boone, I'm sorry to say.
Well, good news. Maureen Dowd writes, Mama Hugs Iowa. When she was little, Hillary Rodham would sit on a basement bench and pretend she was flying a spaceship to Mars. Her younger brother, Hugh, perched behind, would sometimes beg for a chance to be captain. No dice. She would always drive, and I would always have to sit in the back, he once told me. Through all the years of sitting behind Bill Clinton on his trip to the stars, Hillary fidgeted and elbowed, trying to be co-captain rather than just wingman or worse, wing lady. Finally, in Iowa, she was once more behind the wheel of her spaceship to Mars. She didn't have to prop up Bill after one of his roguish pratfalls. She didn't have to feign interest in East Wing piffle, table settings, and pastry chefs in designer gowns. She didn't have to defer to her male colleagues in the Senate, stepping back to give them the limelight. She positively glistened as she talked about how I, rather than the we of 92, would run the world. Humbly, graciously, deftly, she offered Iowa the answer to that eternal question, what is Hillary owed? Everything. John Wood, a self-described plainsman, Republican machinery and tool salesman from Davenport, asked Hillary how she would handle the world's evil and bad men, provoking the slyly ambiguous retort, what in my background equips me to deal with evil and bad men? He He said afterward that he was more worried about her ability to face down villains being a lady, but conceded the woman did good today. She done good. His question was reminiscent of Ali G's interview of Newt Gingrich when the fake rapper asked whether a woman president would be turned on and manipulated by evil dictators, given that with women, the worse you treat them, the more they want you. As YouTube attests, Hillary didn't care about style as First Lady. She was too busy trying to get on Bill's substance. She showed off a long parade of unflattering outfits and unnervingly changing hairdos. In Iowa, her national anthem may have been off-key, but her look wasn't. It was an attractive mirror of her political message, man-tailored with a dash of pink femininity. I think you look very nice, a veteran of the First Gulf War told her in Des Moines. Thank you, she answered, beaming and laughing. When Geraldine Ferraro made her historic run 84, she tried to blend a mother's concerns into her foreign policy answers, but it didn't work so well once she got started her nuclear terminology mixed up. She got it mixed up. Hillary dealt with the issue head-on. I'm a woman, I'm a mom, hoping to stir that sisterly vote that Ms. Ferraro failed to draw after it turned out that many women were skeptical about one of their own facing down the Soviets. Unlike Barack Obama, who once said he was bored by the suburbs, she introduced herself in the land of bingo and bacon as a product of the suburbs, wallowing in the minutiae of kitchen table issues. W. and Cheney have lavished attention and money on Iraq, leaving Americans feeling neglected. Hillary offered Iowans a warm bath of homey rumination rather than harsh domination. Though Jon Stewart warned on The Daily Show that her slogan, "Let the conversation begin," will not help her with men, I think the typical response would be, "Now?" he said, adding that her new Iraq policy is, "America, let's pull over and just ask for directions." Thomasine Johnson, a 66-year-old African-American from outside Des Moines, complained that Hillary talked too much about traditional women's issues, but many in the audiences seemed enthralled. The Achilles heel of the warrior, as she is known, is the war. She expressed outrage about Iraq, but ended up sounding like a mother whose teenage son has not cleaned up his room. The president has said this is going to be left to his successor, and I think it's the height of irresponsibility. I really resent it. She uttered the most irritating and disingenuous 9 words in politics. If we had known then what we know now. Jim Webb knew. Barack Obama knew. Even I knew, for Pete's sake. The administration's trickery was clear in real time. Hillary didn't have the nerve to oppose a popular president on a national security issue after 9/11, and she feared being cast as an anti-war hippie when she ran. Now she feels she can't simply say she made a bad decision, and that makes her seem conniving, not a good mix with nurturing. That's what our good friend Maureen Dowd's got to say today. Out loud with Maureen Dowd.
You go, girl.
You go. Molly Ivins died at 62. That's really sad. She was one of the great Bush bashers of all time. Let's see. Here's, what are these for the poll? A whole bunch of them? Oh, my God.
That's cute.
Oh, these are poll possibilities.
Uh-huh.
What do you think Neil wears by doing his daily show? Well, I think they already know.
Yeah.
Jockstrap, yeah.
Although you could keep everybody guessing, you know.
Jockstrap once worn by Brady Quinn, as a matter of fact. Wearing it real tight. So I can kind of like, get all the vibes from it. What do we got on the pool? 1,089. By the time we come back from this break, we'll have 1,100 or... we're going to know why. I'll tell you that right now.
Pair of exploding balls.
You look a little odd. Your dancing is terrible. The singing was horrendous. And you look like one of those creatures that live in the jungle with those massive eyes. Bush baby.
You are sick.
American Idol. It's a freak show bash. American Idols. How's it feel being trash?
And compared me to a monkey.
Simon Cowell loves his insults after he's heard all of you don'ts. But calling someone a bush baby is probably going too extreme. To idols, you're gonna have some fame. After you're embarrassed, you'll laugh all the way to the bank.
With the big eyes.
Massive eyes.
It's the Gong Show all over again, baby, without Chuck Barris. It's 11:17 at QM. Here's a fax that says, happy poll suggestion. Other than Neil, who is your favorite gay? And then he says, sounds funnier when you say faggot or dyke person. Who's your favorite faggot? Your favorite bull dyke? And then it says, I'll let you fill out the list. Then it says, don't you feel much better now the authorities found those hoax devices after they've been in place for weeks? If they'd been real bombs, they would have gone off and killed a bunch of people already. That's what the mayor of Boston should be fired up and pissed off about, that it took them so long to find all of these things.
It's a good point. That's probably why they're so humorless about it. So they're embarrassed.
Well, they ought to be. They all really ought to be. Let's see. What do you think Neil's choice of writing instrument is? Oh, brother, what a pull that is. That's like what kind of toilet paper? That's like paper or plastic, or is he really that spastic?
Yeah, I heard you prick your finger and write with blood.
Yeah, I write it all in blood.
Bleh.
Neil's choice of writing instrument. This is the same person who sent in the other poll about what do I wear daily on my show. Oh, boy. Woo! Heavy duty. I think I'll Schmidt can that one about the writing instrument. Let me see what I got, actually. It's it's from Hotels.com. It's one I stole from some hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. When you stay in an expensive hotel, baby, always take, like, the notepads, take the pens, you know. I never used to do that, but my friends have taught me to do that, you know. Not that I'm all cheap or anything like that. But when you're paying that kind of money for fancy schmancy hotels, which in Europe, by the way, they're not all that fancy schmancy. I mean, you know, that's better than staying in a youth hostel, crap like that. But they're not what they're cracked up to be. And I'm sure you're well aware of that, George, with your many, many travels.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Just before the show today, George was saying, Ich bin ein Berliner, whatever that means. Didn't you say that?
I was saying,
I am Ignocht, and this is
Yeah. They're going to come and get your ass and take you away, let me tell you that right now. 1,104 votes on the poll. What's the gayest song ever? Village People, YMCA. I don't want to read all these. These are so boring, you know. YMCA 242, Macho Man 162. Wake Me Up Before You Drop a Big One, 147. It's Raining Men 120. At the Copa 110. Too Sexy for My Body 90. In the Navy 89. I Hate This Poll 73, 6.5%. I'm Coming Out, Diana Ross 37. Faith by Miss Michael 12. Karma Chameleon by George Culture Club, Boy George 8. Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax 8. Rod Stewart, You Think I'm Sexy? Absolutely Not 5. And Eiffel 65 in Blue. I love that song. 1. Solamente uno. See, I don't know what's gay about that song. I remember the video very vividly. And there were like all them little blue doodads running around, you know. Well, if they ever got loose in Boston, can you imagine the hue and cry there would be about that?
The blue and cry?
There would be a blue and cry in Boston. They'd all be running around on the Stroh Drive. On the Mystic River Bridge. Boy, the way they drive in Boston, man. The only thing I will say, as bad as the driving in South Florida is, it's sensational compared to Boston, at least when I lived there 150 years ago. Wow. Every car had like beauty marks on it, you know, had like trophy marks. Dents and dings and bumps and bada bings, all this stuff. It was really not good. WQAM, hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember the name of the song, but back in the disco days, I'm sad to say I remember the singer's name was Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor and I Will Survive.
There you go.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thanks, pal.
Be on the pulpit.
Okay. Isn't that the one he's talking about? Here comes Gloria Gaynor. Once upon a time, I was a basket case. And now, a tisket, a tasket. I ain't got much of a basket. Right.
But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong.
Yeah.
I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back.
That's my theme song, I Will Survive.
Good.
It is. Oh, I'll survive. Everything is hunky-dory, man. Everything is fine as GIY. 11:21 at QM. We got all the Super Bowl and sports stuff from Radio Row. In fact, I'm sure that's probably a lot of resentment over the fact that we're interrupting. You know something? I'd be more than happy to hand it right over to them now. Just hand it right across, you know. Get ready for it. It's kind of that pre-vacation feeling I have in my bones, you know.
Is that where it is?
It's all over the place. WQAM in my ass. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. So let me get this. If I rent a U-Haul truck and park it next to a Publix or Denny's to go get lunch, am I leaving a bombing device?
Yeah.
Hey.
Only if you leave the hazard lights flashing.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Throw all those songs out the window because they have the two gayest in history.
Okay.
Afternoon Delight. Now, I'm not sure if that's gay or not because it was a guy and his daughter that did it. And then
gay.
The second one, I was in Hollywood. Two guys were rollerblading backwards listening to Haircut 100, Love Plus One.
Okay.
So ask George what he thinks about the...
Oh, that is so
gay.
What's gay about that song, Afternoon Delight?
No, I mean, it's gay as in lame, not gay as in homosexual.
Well, that's not what the poll means. Is
Right.
No, wait a minute. Gay as in lame. Well, what is that? Gay as in lame?
You know that's what it means now.
Well, I don't really give a crap. Am I one of these hippie hoppy? Hey, speaking of, when I hear hoppy, I think Hop Along Cassidy, baby.
Yeah.
And Gabby Hayes. Speaking of Gabby Hayes, look at that Rasta guy there in Boston.
The appearance of C4 or a similar device wrapped in duct tape. Whether there was whether that turned out to be the batteries, like the G battery.
You know, these people need to be dragged off and put in a mental institution. These prosecutors
Yeah.
and this whole and the mayor and all these people in Boston.
Speaking of gay,
granted, this guy looks like Jesus on a bad day.
Most humorless city in the world.
Uptight, baby.
Yeah.
Uptight. All the blue laws and the blue nose and the blue hairs and then the Rasta hairs. And then this other guy, they're schlepping him around. What is that? I don't even know what that song is.
Haircut 100 and Love Plus One, like the guy suggested.
Oh.
Now, this might have been the gayest band ever.
Yeah. Well, what about the Pet Shop Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Because of REM. Well, because a band is gay doesn't answer the question of the poll, man. You guys are missing the point.
I know. They want gay songs.
You're way out of here. Like, gay is in lame. That's so gay, okay? That's not the intent of whoever sent us this stupid-ass poll. I mean, it's a great poll. What is the gayest song ever? We know exactly what they mean. As in homo, faggy.
Oh, look, they're showing these devices getting blown up.
It's clear
you see the guy in the moon suit blowing up the devices with the robots?
The intent was to get that.
And look at the color of those gloves. Blue. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Whatever.
Fear, unrest.
Yeah, the only thing we have to fear is the Cartoon Network. Let me tell you that right now, boys and girls. What is some of the most stupid stuff I have ever seen in my life? This is just enough to make you want to get on your hands and knees and puke up gigantic chunks for hours and days and weeks on end.
You know, driving up and down 441, as you know, there's flashing neon signs everywhere.
Yeah, how about Neon Dion, huh? Let's put his ass in jail where it belongs. Neon Dion. And those pimp suits that he wears on that damn NFL Today show, whatever that is. I just like to know the kind of people who watch those shows, you know, the pregame show and all that other crap. And there's Jimmy Johnson and Danny Boy, and they're all slapping each other on the ass and high-fiving.
Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
You want to know the kind of people?
You know, like the kind of guys who work on our station, for
example. That's right. I was just going to say, you've met them all.
And the 600 people that listen to it.
You've met the audience. They all work here.
Will you stop? Well,
no.
You're so negative, man. This is your Super Bowl station, man.
I'm not negative.
This is the Super Bowl station. This is WQAM, All Sports Radio.
I thought the other one was the official Super Bowl station. That's what they said.
Where's that? I don't know what the hell they are. Who knows? They're the official money station. Where's the guy with that
cool Super Bowl station?
George, this is Robert.
That's the guy.
I'm flying in and out of town all the time on business, whatever. I was looking for a good sports talk radio station and happened to find Neil Rogers. To be honest with you, pathetic. Very pathetic.
Yeah.
And this guy is, I mean, if this is all you got on sports talk radio, it is horrible.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely try to find somebody better, that's for sure. And his whole GD thing and everything else, just tell him one day we'll all face the Lord.
Oh, yeah, face the wall, Robert.
Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day. And God bless you and yada yada and Baruch Atah Adonai and Chabdir and Drid. How do you like that? Yeah, if this is all you got on Sports Talk Radio with their 6 and 7 shares, while the rest of the day Fart's got those really big numbers. Hey, Robert, you're a schmuck, okay? You're what's wrong with America, Robert.
Play like men and they look like women.
Oh,
this is so much nicer now that Neil's gone. We can be cornholes all day.
Who cares about an audience or revenue? This is what we like, right?
Right.
Oh, you fellas having a good time?
Yeah. No. Thank you for getting rid of that Neil and that George.
Why, sure. Just one question, fellas.
Yeah.
Any one of you ever heard of radio before getting a job here?
No.
That's funny. Neither did I. Oh, see ya.
Ford, come back here, you. You let me give you a good towel slap. Phone's ringing. I'll get it. Here I am. Hello. Yeah, Lou Saban. He's a coward and a traitor. Okay, everybody, towel slap. Towel slap.
Let me tell you right now, Nick Saban, don't go for that coon-ass talk. Let me tell you that right now, okay, in case you have any doubts. 11:31 at 560 WQM, and for the poll, here's an excellent suggestion. This might be the wiener, although it's got a long way to go to catch him. Tiptoe through the tulip.
Ooh, tiptoe through Aaron sexual, 'cause she'll hang up the phone if you're too risky. So tiptoe through the sexual with me.
Tiptoe through the tulips, Tiny Tim. The Indomitable, it says. Now, did he croak or something? Did he die?
He did, and I don't have that
He did
song.
die. You don't have it.
I better go looking for it.
Well, I'll be damned. You don't have Tiptoe Through the Tulips? Well,
My collection is not
damn
complete.
good thing I got it. I'll tell you what else I got, too, under TI. I got...
And now, here's Timmy Dean, founder of Timmy Dean Pork Sausage, with a few words about new Timmy Dean bagel sandwiches.
Hello, I'm Timmy Dean. You know, if someone had told me 25 years ago that I'd be making bagels, I'd have said, huh? That's Jew food.
Yeah, that's what he would have said. Huh? That's Jew food, but anyway.
By the way.
Yes?
Besides, thanks always for the bacon. So many men, so little time by the Weather Girls, somebody suggested.
So many men and so little time. The weather girls, they seem to have a one-track mind, just like me.
They sure do.
It's raining men and so many men and so little time. Well, there you go. Okay, fine. Is that it? I don't even know that song.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the instrumental.
Oh, good. It's the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Make the bed. Maybe Brady Quinn will be laying in it. You never know.
Karaoke to it.
Wake me up before he go-goes.
By we, I mean you.
1,133 votes on the poll. We got a shot at something today. We'll get whatever we get. I got a bunch of... I don't know if I have time to read this. I guess I do. A sad story. Bob Geiger on Smirking Chimp. Young Marine dies of PTSD and neglect. Jonathan Schultz was a U.S. Marine. He died earlier this month at the age of 25. Not in Iraq, but back home in Minnesota. He died of wounds received during a 7-month tour of duty in Iraq. Wounds different from the ones that earned Schultz 2 Purple Hearts. This young man died of post-traumatic stress disorder of wounds to the soul and not the flesh. He died because the government that was there to send him far away to fight in 2004 wasn't there for him when he got home. Schultz had a harrowing time in Iraq, spending time in the heated battles of Ramadi in April 2004. While he was there, 35 Marines in his unit were killed, including 17 of them in just 48 hours of combat. The young Marine was wounded twice in battle, but returned home to rebuild his life and to cope with the things that he had seen, things he had done, and friends he had lost. But by the time he was discharged from the Marines in late 2005, he was deeply troubled with images of combat and violence that he couldn't get out of his mind. According to Minnesota press reports, Schultz went to the Veterans Administration Center in Minneapolis December 14th of last year, just last month, met with a psychiatrist, was told he could only be admitted for treatment 4 months later in March. On January the 11th of this year, just a couple of weeks ago, accompanied by his parents, he went to the VA hospital in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and told people at the VA facility that he was thinking of killing himself. They told Schultz that they could not admit him as a patient and sent him on his way. The next day, January 12th, Schultz called the VA, reiterating he was feeling suicidal. He was told he was number 26 on the waiting list. A man who had risked his life in Iraq and done everything that was asked of him by the U.S. government was told by that same government that a sacrifice would be repaid by being 26th on a list of veterans similarly crying out for help. Jonathan wanted help so bad, said Mary Ann Schultz, Jonathan's stepmother. At the end of the conversation, Jonathan got off the phone so distressed. On January 16, Schultz called his family and told them that he was going to do it. He was going to kill himself. His family called the local police, who raced to his house, kicked in his door, and found him hanging from an electrical cord. Attempts to resuscitate him were unsuccessful. Having read about Schultz while on a trip to Minnesota, Senator Byron Dorgan, a Democrat of North Dakota, brought the story to the floor of the Senate and read it into the record on Monday. The story is nearly unbelievable to me, said Dorgan in a speech on the Senate floor. The newspaper description of the flag-draped coffin of this young Marine who earned 2 Purple Hearts fighting for his country in Iraq contains a sad, sad story of a young Marine who should have gotten medical help for serious psychological problems that were the result of his wartime experience. The Marine's family says that he couldn't sleep, would have nightmares, reliving the combat he had experienced, and suffered from vivid flashbacks when awake. He was a delayed casualty of war, as Father Jim Schultz, a Vietnam veteran, said of Jonathan. Jonathan Schultz, who leaves behind his fiancée, a 6-month-old daughter, and who had another baby on the way, was a machine gunner who wrote often to his parents about what he was experiencing in Iraq, the firefights, the bombings, and dismembered bodies blown apart by IEDs. I pray so much over here and ask God to keep me out of harm's way and to make it back home alive and in one piece, he wrote to his parents in 2004. I bet I easily pray over a dozen times a day, and I always pray while I'm on patrol, as I'm terrified of getting hit by an IED, a.k.a. a bomb. Our vehicle elements and Marines on patrols are getting hit hard by these bombs the Iraqis plant all over and hide on the ground. He survived all of that, only to come home and find neglect, the results of an administration big on tax cuts for the wealthy, but not real strong on taking care of veterans returning home from the war created by George W. Bush, and until this month left unchecked by the do-nothing Republican Congress. As is often the case when things like this happen, the VA is citing privacy laws and won't talk about the Schultz family's account of what happened to Jonathan or issue any comment at all. But Senator Dorgan says he's going to press for answers. He says, I'm going to ask the Inspector General to investigate what happened in this case, he said on the Senate floor. What happened that a young man who was a Marine veteran with 2 Purple Hearts turns up at a VA center and says, I'm thinking of committing suicide. Can you help me? Can you admit me? And he's told, no, the list is 26 long in front of you. And others show up at VA centers and say, I need help, only to be told no help is available. I hope that's not the case. I think it's the unbelievable cost of war, Senator Dorgan said. How do you like that? What a story.
Yeah, sad.
That's your buddy, like I told you, your president, all you, those 30% who are still clinging, you Klingons, you hangers-on, still sucking on to Bush's backside. Pathetic. Tragic. A butcher, the butcher of Washington, the butcher of Baghdad, the butcher of the universe. And, of course, don't forget we still got Iran on the horizon. Oh, yeah, the Iranians, they're behind the killing of those Iraqis. You see them planting the seeds in the media, the same old crap, and the dutiful, obedient media. That makes me sick to my stomach. What's the gayest song ever? That's our poll question. Yeah, who cares about the dead people when we got gay songs to worry about, right?
That's
when
right.
We got fag songs to worry about. That's right.
Keep in mind the important things.
YMCA 253, it's off to the races by itself, baby. Nobody can touch the YMCA, and who would want to? I'd wash real clean. I would scour myself with body wash after I came out of that joint. When I was in Rochester, we had the JYMA, the Jewish Young Men's Association.
How about that?
I think we used to swim naked there, too. I went there a couple of times.
Jesus
Yeah, to see the guys swimming naked. What? No, Jesus wasn't there. It was
all
the
this
JY.
naked swimming that...
hey, nothing like naked swimming, baby. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, unless
Village
we're all
People,
guys.
Macho Man, 166. Wham! Wake me up before you go, 152. Weather Girls, it's raining men. Hallelujah, 124. Barry Manilow at the Copa, 113. Right said Fred, I'm too sexy for my body, 95. Yeah, you should live so long. He looks like, right said Fred, looks just like this guy in the court. You see him there with a Rasta line?
Turner Broadcast.
Get a clippers for this guy, okay? Jesus. Whatever it is, he looks guilty. Village People, in the Navy, 92. I hate this pool, 75, 6.5%. Sour people. Diana Ross, I'm coming out, 38. George Michael and Faith, 12. Keep the faith, sweetie. Culture Club, Karma Comedian, 11. Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Relax, don't do it, 8. Rod Stewart, do you think I'm sexy? Not a chance, 5. Tiny Tim, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, 1. And Eiffel 65 and Blue, 1. And there's Mayor Menino.
I apologize, but they never gave us the locations of any of these.
Has he got a quince in his mouth, a grapefruit? What is he talking through? Did you hear that?
I think he's got the, like Don Vito with the orange peel in his teeth.
Good God, he sounded like the late, what's his name that just died? Art Buchwald. Maybe when Art died, he passed along that quaggle to the mayor of Boston.
Floridians, dumb as dirt.
Hillary wants to be president of the United States. And her theme song will be Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. Like John Kerry and Al Gore, wonder what she has in store. Hillary wants to be president of the United States. In a heather gray pantsuit she walks by, looking just like any other guy, except she's wearing earrings and lipstick of ruby red. With her big calves and awesome lats, she wants to lead the Democrats. But it's hard to support a person with a pumpkin head. Hillary wants to be president of the United States. While her hubby shakes his tail and looks at pictures of playmates, it would be a sight to see Bill Clinton as First Lady. Hillary wants to be president of the United States. She wants to catch Osama and defeat Barack Obama with a voice that sounds like fingernails running down a chalkboard, screaming from a podium while her husband is getting some, hiding from his wife who kinda looks like Gerald Ford. Hillary wants to be a president in 2008. And I bet she does a great job when the Democrats debate. Would you be shocked if she won? We'd see another Clinton in the White House as the president in the fall of 2008.
Oh, God forbid. Heaven help us. 11:45 at 560 WQAM. Here's a fax that says, first of all, this is another one of those setup faxes from across the street, I guess.
Possibly. By the way, Clarence wasn't in North Carolina, from what I understand, Chris.
Right.
Is that what you're telling me? So
maybe he was over there.
Yeah.
Maybe he was over there massaging Stu Gotz's ego or something. Maybe they were like taking a shower together. Or like swimming naked. It says, first of all, I don't blame you for suspecting the validity of the facts I sent you regarding Clarence visiting Joe Rose's studio. I'm sure the guys across the street try to pull a lot of crap on you out of jealousy due to the fact that you have a higher share than all of their day parts put together. So I'll understand if you completely disregard this fact as well. But I still want to try to explain what happened. Okay. I sent that fax on Tuesday, and that morning is when the event happened, not Wednesday morning. I sent the fax at about 1:40 using the same internet fax service I'm using now. The problem is that it doesn't send the fax immediately. There's a 5 to 30-minute delay. I kept checking up on the status of my fax up till your show ended, and by the time your show was over, the fax still hadn't been sent. In fact, I even got an email saying the fact. This goes on and on and on about when he sent it and what did he know and when did he know it. Oh. It says, again, if you think I'm some lackey from across the street, I don't blame you. Who cares, okay? Why would anybody... What are you trying to say, Pally?
I have no
right.
right.
To take all the time to write this... I mean, I only read a couple of sentences of it. This gigantic paragraph of nothing. Of nothingness. Who cares whether Clarence was over there, okay? Maybe he was massaging Joe Rose's ego or something. Who knows what he was doing? Maybe he and Defoe were like, playing dartboard. What do they call it? Darts. Or maybe they were just cutting farts. I don't know. Sorry, Joyce. Who knows? Jesus, God, some of you people, get a life, please.
I have no life.
God. Senator Joseph Biden has launched his bid for the White House on the issue of Iraq, but yesterday his campaign was sidetracked over race. Like everybody these days, Biden declared online, but it was old media that got him in trouble. Personal comments he made about another White House hopeful, Senator Barack Obama, recorded by a reporter for the New York Observer. I mean, you've got the first sort of mainstream African-American who's articulate and bright and clean, and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook man, Biden said. Yeah, a black guy who's bright and clean and nice-looking. Boy, and articulate. Biden later called Obama, then spoke to reporters during a conference call saying Obama understood what he meant. This is a guy who's come along in a way that's captured the imagination of a country in a way no one else has. That was the point of everything I was saying, Biden said. Right. A black guy who can actually speak, who's bright and clean and nice looking, as opposed to fill in the blank, right. But late Wednesday, Obama released a statement seizing on Biden's use of the word articulate. I didn't take Senator Biden's comments personally, but obviously they were historically inaccurate, Obama said. African-American presidential candidates like Jesse Jackson, Shirley Chisholm, Carol Moseley Braun, and Al Sharpton give a voice to many important issues through their campaigns, and no one would call them inarticulate, except maybe Jesse. He liked to rhyme if he got the time, and all that other crap. Civil rights leader Jesse Jackson said last night it was a gaffe. It was not an intentionally racial pejorative statement. It could be interpreted in that way, but it's not what he meant. I guess he probably said statement. Isn't that what he always says, statement?
Right.
Jesse. Biden, who admits he has a tendency to bloviate, has made indelicate remarks before. Last year, speaking about Indian Americans, he said, you can't go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. It's a point. I'm not joking, he said. What does that mean? You can't go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts unless you have an Indian accent? How about that? Huh? I don't know what that means. I think what he probably meant was you can't work there. Biden's first presidential run 20 years ago was undone after evidence emerged that he plagiarized a speech from a British politician, Neil Kinnock, better known as
Neil God.
Although he's not legendary like I am. In the interview with the New York Observer, Biden also came out swinging against his rivals over the war. He said about John Edwards, who wants to remove troops from Iraq immediately, okay, John, what about the chaos that'll ensue? Do we have any interest, John, left in the region? And about Senator Hillary Clinton's plan to put a cap on U.S. forces now in Iraq. Cap our troops and withdraw support for the Iraqis. Now, that's a really good idea. I'm not being a wise guy here. No, think about it. Fearing the political damage his comments Wednesday night, Biden released a statement saying, I deeply regret any offense my remark in the New York Observer might have caused anyone. That was not my intent, and I expressed that to Senator Obama, okay? Hey, Joe, guess what? You couldn't lick Senator Obama's ass. How do you like that? His backside. His articulate, good-looking ass, or whatever it is. Oh, remember that picture we saw of Barack Obama swimming or whatever? With the, oh, boy. He wasn't swimming naked, thank God. He doesn't have the greatest body going anywhere, you know? Do we expect that? Do we expect a president with a great body?
As if.
Well, maybe that that Real World Denver episode comes out. Maybe that guy could be our first president. I'd vote for him in a heartbeat. Now, did you look at that clip that we got on there from YouTube? The dyke in the hot tub.
The girls were having a great time, but the brother in the tub was having a problem with it for some reason.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was complaining, moaning all the way through there and complaining that they wouldn't let him join in. Just sit back and enjoy the show, buddy.
Yeah, well, he was a PO, probably a fag. Okay, what is the gayest song? I'm tired of reading this poll. I don't like it. Usually I don't mind reading the results of the poll. It's just ponderous, you know? 1,172 votes, and of course the runaway winner, hands down your pantaloonies, Village People and YMCA, the gayest song ever, 258. Now, that's all. I don't want to go down the whole list. It's just, it's just so gay. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Larry Beinhardt writes, what habeas corpus means to you? Oh, we got some calls. I better take a few calls here. I don't know why. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes.
Hey, great show.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
okay.
Would you rather have sex with a woman or listen to...
Okay. WQAM, hello. QAM. Hola. See, this thing is acting up again. QAM.
It's acting up. The Homo songs, Limp Bizkit, Nookie, what is it?
I'm McNicknocked.
I love it. WQAM, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
It's so close to lunchtime, too. Yes, sir.
Hey, let me turn this down. Hold on.
Please.
Okay, here it goes. Yeah, thanks for printing that story on your website about the plan that Obama has.
Right.
I reposted that on my MySpace, so everybody else can read it who doesn't.
Excellent. Barack's the man. Make no mistake about it. Don't get fooled by any imitations
Obama
like Obama
in 08, baby.
You got it.
Take it easy, Neil.
Thanks. There you go. There's the Barack Obama man. Boy, this phone is making really woo like that. But, of course, we got no engineers, and they're not going to potchkey around with it anyway. Line 1's been out of order for like months and months and years. And do we really care?
No.
As long as that money keeps rolling in, baby, that's all we care about. As long as I can go like yesterday and find me a good machine, man. Well, that was pretty miraculous, you know. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Do you have Lola on that list?
Lola by the Kinks. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Exactly. Excellent. That could be the winner.
I got to ask you a question since
Yes.
you're becoming a social butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that if you're going to Amsterdam next week, but I'm going to be there.
No.
Okay?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Because I was going to say, if you see a guy with a white cane with a red tip walking around the red light district, walk up and say hello. I can see, but I carry the cane because I don't see well.
I see.
And my girlfriend's going for the first time.
Oh, you're taking a girlfriend to Amsterdam? Oh, what a bad idea.
Well,
Well, that's all right.
Well, I'm 51 and she's 23.
Like I said, excellent idea.
There you
Good
go.
move, Pally.
There you go.
I bet you can see far enough to see that.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Oh, she'll be spending most of her time in the coffee shops.
Well, good for her. Okay, have a great time, Pally.
Hey, Neil.
Yes.
One more quick question.
Yeah.
She's kind of like bisexual. Do you know any like the best gay bar over there? I'm serious.
The best gay bar? Why would you ask somebody like me about gay bars?
Somebody told me you were gay. I heard that a long time
Nah, I don't
ago.
know. Call up Al Goldstein. He'll give you some good stuff.
All right, Neil. I'll see
You know,
you.
Al in his latter years. I'm hitting this drop. I'm hitting it. I'm plopping it. I'm smacking it.
I hit
Oh,
it. I had to hit
jeez. Boy, and now it's not connected.
Well, there you go. Maybe it's
See, we're having technical issues again, and I'm not even raising gonna fart about it. You know, I'm not raising an eyebrow. It's just the way it is here at QAM. You know, we got all the engineers out there, of course, for the Super Bowl, baby. And then what are we gonna do after Sunday when the Super Bowl is over and the Bears kick that damn Colts ass all over the field? Well, I sure hope so. That's Sandy Peyton Manning. He gives me butterflies. He gives me spilkies watching him play. You know what I'm talking about, Chris? Every play, it's like that same thing, and he's like, oh, no, over here, no, over there, and he's changing the signals, and it gives me a nervous breakdown. Can't stand it. And
It's a lot to
especially
be told to do the defense, so.
the defense sucks. The defense blew. Oh, you're talking about the other team, the Bears defense.
He's talking about the Bears
playing.
defense.
I know what he's
nuts.
talking about. I know my football, mister. I was watching football before you were born, okay? I watched the Redskins and the Bears like 72 to whatever the hell it was. Redskins and the Giants. 1956, whatever the hell I was. A zillion years ago. See, you always be impressed when somebody says, oh, before you were born, I was yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you know what that means? That means you're old and you're going to be dead pretty soon. Ha, 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 ha. That's what they all say to me. Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Expert, Mr. Fancy Pants, you're old and you're going to be dead soon. I'm going to be dancing on your grave and having a fantastic time and screwing up a storm while the worms are eating your old ass.
Coach Don Schuler, and I sound like Bob Hope on acid. And I want to tell you, it's the 12 to 1 hour or whatever it is.
He's dead, the music world has lost one of its most dynamic and influential superstars.
Really dead.
James Brown died early this morning in an Atlanta hospital.
He's dead, laying in a box with a flower by his head. He's not buried, not legally married. His younger wife wants some of this bread. Everyone already said farewell. It's been over a month and you're starting to smell. Bunches of people are in your will. So just why are you lying here still? Lying in the living room. You don't say a word. I'm waiting for you to say ow and then get on up. Man, I'm twisted. No one will bury me. No one will bury me. and I'm starting to rock by the minute. Could you bury me this minute? Maybe no one will bury me. No one will bury me. Can you put me in the ground by tomorrow? And I'm really starting to believe that you're thinking I'm indisposable.
I'm dying over here.
Oh, yeah, he's still doing it, baby. He's still cranking it. 1201 at 560 WQM. Don't forget, we got all that Super Bowl stuff from Radio Row, too. Mad Dog and then the Power Hours with the Humper and the Mad Dog together. Panthers and the Caps tonight at the Macarena. Any interest?
No.
Huh? No? Not even a little. How about little teeny tiny?
No.
No interest. Geldy will be on. That won't help. And then after the hockey game, we got Super Bowl Overdrive with Craig Mishmash at whatever the hell that is. Super Bowl Overdrive, which means lots and lots of jock straps and football talk and the Bears and the Colts and the Colts and the Bears and Sandy Peyton Manning. Line 9 has been quiet for a long time. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
By the way, that was a great parody song you just played.
It was fantastic. I give it about 82 on a scale of 10.
Pretty good. And by the way,
that's why I'm legendary.
I was listening a couple of days ago. You were talking about the Saddam execution and everything involved with that. I was just wondering, what's your view on capital punishment?
What's my view? I say fry their ass. Okay, that's what I say. But in his case, it was more like a lynching than capital punishment.
Yeah, and it's all over the internet as well.
In addition to which, we put him on there in the first. We put him in there in the first place. We're the ones that gave him the poison gas. We're the ones that armed him. The CIA stuck him in there in the first place. Take a look at that picture of Rummy there with that big smile on his puss, shaking his hands. Hey, Saddam, our man. And then this is just to shut him up, Just to shut him up so he can't still be around and tell about all of them. Of course, I read all those articles, so I'm repeating that. Well, that's because the guy asked me. There's Tony Blair.
And I've got absolutely no intention of getting into these issues now.
No intention of getting... It's constipated Brit, man. The constipated Brit. I am not going to go over to see them constipated Brits. Sorry. Not into that whole diet of theirs. That bangers and mash and that spotted that we can't even say on the air.
Toad in the hole.
When people are eating things, toad in the hole. What's that all about?
Rectum.
Oh, God. It's pretty nasty stuff, I've been told. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't they have needed, to put those bright lights in Boston, wouldn't they have needed a permit?
Well, do you think they got a permit? Wouldn't they need a permit to hang Sodom? Speaking of that, they ain't getting no permit. How about Kermit? They could have put Kermit on there. It's just, the whole thing is just so asinine. This is America for it. We've degenerated into a country of silly people. While people are getting butchered and slaughtered and coming back without arms and legs and eyes and brains and anything else, kishkis. That's the kind of thing they worry about. Zion America, baby. You can have it. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great.
I was wondering if you have some tickets to the Super Bowl you can give to me?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Here, just throw them right out the window, okay?
How many you want?
Yeah, here. I threw them a whole bunch. They're on the way.
Right here.
Oh, my God. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, the calls are really stellar the last couple of days. What's that all about?
Don't stop now.
Stellar feller. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Great.
I think one of the gayest songs ever is Tainted Love.
We got that somewhere.
Sure we do.
Yeah, and another one.
Once again, is it just because they're really gay?
Yeah, what makes that song gay?
Tainted Love? I mean, come on, Neil, the song's all about homosexuality.
Well, let's listen to it, okay? Let's put it on display here and see. Doesn't seem
agree. Yes.
Just because there's a bunch of queens singing it, don't make it gay, okay? Just because there's queens involved.
Rectum.
Get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me.
You fair.
We share seems to go nowhere, and I've lost my life.
Tain't gay.
No.
Is it?
They are.
Yeah,
it's
well,
what we've been talking about. People like the culture club thing.
Yeah.
We put that on there. I mean, we could put it on there, but they're, as usual, not answering the question.
No, they're not answering the question. The poll question. That's why I didn't add a whole bunch of them on there. Maybe it's not such a good question after all, because there aren't that many really very gay songs, How many guys sing gay-sounding songs besides the Village People? That's why YMCA is leading the pack. Leader of the pack, baby. 281. Oh, he didn't say pack, did he? That was bad. Sorry. 1,211 votes on the poll, though, not too shabby, considering what a marginal poll it is. We apologize for not being one of the best. But people are sending in all kinds of good crap.
Oh, yeah.
Except that one about what kind of writing is... Oh, man, that was good.
How long do you let your toenails
What
get
kind
before
of
you trim
writing
them?
instrument does Neil use during the show? And, is he sitting in his boxer shorts? Is he peeing in his pants? Has he got the bag hooked up with a long...
Cube.
What's the deal over there? God. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I was watching Countdown with Keith Olbermann last night.
Yes.
Pretty good show. He read that the White House had hired a new pastry chef.
Yeah.
And the guy they hired is known for his book that he wrote, Desserts for Dummies.
Excellent.
I thought that was a classic.
Keith is the best. Keith Olbermann, Countdown on MSNBC, 8 to 9, Monday through Friday. Catch it or you go to hell. You'll burn in hell if you don't watch. I'll tell you that right now. You watch it? No.
When I can remember to.
Yeah, when I can remember, he's
and
on.
when I'm home. And
once in a while, it's like an accident. It's after 9 o'clock, and that unctuous Joe Scarborough's on there, and I turn over to MSNBC, and oh, no. No, nobody wants another Joe. Leafs beat the Rangers last night, as a matter of fact, 2-1, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Leafs game in an hour is on Leafs TV right now. Wouldn't shock the hell out of me. The only problem is they're in commercial.
For your chance to win a pair of Air Canada North America passes, allowing you to watch an NHL game in a city anywhere Air Canada flies in North America. To enter, go to MapleLeafs.com.
All right. How's that Panthers TV thing coming down there? I bet you that's got a big audience. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, do you have the Barry Manilow Copacabana song on there?
Oh, there you go. Now we're talking. See, here's a guy that understands the poll. Excellent choice.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, Pally. At the Copa, they smoke the Ropa. Don't we have something like that? We have at Heaven's Gate. At the
Star Wars
Pot.
Cantina.
What is it? Star Wars Cantina is to the tune of that. Boy, you are just...
What?
Dangerous as lightning, man. You are just really dangerous.
Barry Manilow, we already have Copacabana on the poll for that guy, but thank you.
We do?
Sure we do. It's got 118
votes. Number 5 on a... Oh, yeah, what's with this guy? Yeah, I thought, boy, that's a good choice. And, of course, it's got like 4th and 5th on it.
In theaters now.
That's Starbucks Wars. What am I looking for?
Star Wars Cantina.
Oh, brother. Now, wait a minute. I got a better one than that for our good old friend.
In theaters now. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Stooges. Curly Skywalker, Larry 1, Kenobi, and Mo2D2.
Oh, a wise guy. Oh, a wise guy, eh?
Star Wars, The Phantom Stooges.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Back into the first period. Back into the corner it goes. He just missed it. Just missed it again. They had it going again. Starts with a whistle. And then the blue shirts all get into it. All right. Out at center ice, sent deep into the lead zone.
You can even hear Joe Bowen. The fat is starting to collect around my buddy Joe's neck now because it's not good. Lose an ounce or two, Joe. Okay, we love you. You're the best, but he's getting a little on the paunchy side. I bet you want to hear probably the whole Leafs-Rangers game. Leafs won 2-1 last night. They actually win a couple of games lately, 6 out of 8. It must be a miracle. They must be fixed. WQAM Hockey Central, hello.
Somewhere
over the rainbow.
The toilet.
Oh, wake me up when you go over the toilet. That's good. How about that? That's pretty gay. Judy Garland, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Right. Well, just because all you fags seem to like show tunes and her for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, the song itself is not gay. That's correct. Yeah, see, I'm getting, if you pardon the expression, sucked into the same kind of mentality that some of these other people are doing. Just because Judy Garland, who was a fag hag, sang the song, and all the fags just love Judy Garland. And Liza Minnelli, too, which I'm embarrassed about. I told you I saw... What is that?
Well, it's Doris Day.
Oh,
Doris
Over the
Rainbow.
Day.
I gotta
on
find
Columbia
Judy
Records,
Garland.
no less.
Around here
Doris
somewhere.
Day. Doris Day rhymes with
gay.
Yeah, at least.
There we go. Found my Judy Garland collection over here.
12:18 on the poll. You got Judy Garland Somewhere Over the Rainbow? That would be just scintillating for about 4 seconds.
I've got all of Judy Garland's hits. Just in case I run into some gay guys.
Well, how many did she have? Did she have like a bunch of hits? I can't remember.
Take your time singing this, Doris.
Like what? What did she... Boy, listen to that violin, man. Like they said in Fame, handle the bow like you handle your... with respect.
Besides the Over the Rainbow song, she had Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie melody.
You know who else sang that? Jerry Lewis, baby, on Decca Records. That's what I want to hear. If you got Jerry Lewis, Rockabye Your Baby, I will absolutely plots. You got it?
Jerry Lewis?
Lady. That Jerry Lewis, yes.
No, I only have Jerry Lee Lewis.
No, not Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lewis, Rockabye, your baby with a Dixie
I'll find it. Before the show is up.
You'll get it? You're going to get it all right. Okay, that's enough. Judy Garland for all you fags out there. I saw her at the RKO Theater, the RKO Palace Theater, whatever it is in New York, a zillion years ago, and Senior Wences. I've told her this 50 million times. She was great. It's all right? It's all right. And Senior Wences was there, and he had that thing on his hand. Looked just like Ileana Rosanna Dana. 12 minutes past noon at 560 WQM.
And hold it.
All right.
Looking for love in a deceptive way, with somebody's picture stolen from my space, blowing words out of my ass on a fake profile.
Rectum.
Trolling online. Trolling online. I could be good looking or a fat hairy A, bi or gay or maybe just straight. Look at all my gullible friends that I've got so far. Trolling online. Trolling online. All the time, everybody lies online. You're gonna find the mainly guys who have no life. Trolling online. I'm giving hope to the desperate and lonely, even though I may be incredibly homely. You'll never know it's my reason for nothing but lies. Trolling online. I don't mind. Just here's your home with all fake lies. The internet's a waste of time for what you expect to find. Trolling online. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Hey, I got a good idea. Let's talk about capital punishment. What do you say?
No.
And then we'll talk about abortion.
No.
And then we'll get some guests on here.
No.
And do that old-time WS News radio. What do you say?
No.
No way. 131 votes. What difference does it make what I think about capital punishment? It's barbaric. But then again, so is the human race barbaric, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just life. Crap happens, man. That's just the way it is. And just like those guys that put those cartoon signs up there in Boston, I say let's put them in front of the firing squad for that, for being hardened criminals.
I am McNignocked, and this is
There you go. Let's get their ass. Let's put them in the old Sparky. Let's fire that baby up again. Because we're angry, we're mad. And when we get mad, we fry people and we kill people. That's the human race for you. Larry Beinhardt says, what habeas corpus means to you, speaking of corpses. What is habeas corpus? Is it some obscure Latin legalism? One of the tricky clauses the ACLU uses to get evildoers out of jail? Does it mean the prosecution has to show a body in a murder case? Oh, yeah. Habeas corpus. Or is it the basis of your protection from tyranny? It is the right to be brought into court. It is fundamental to and sort of shorthand for the right to be in the legal system with laws and judges, evidence, and a defense. Hi there, John Doe, says the policeman at the door. We've come to take you away. But I'm Jane Roe, not John Doe, you say, which is true, and you have the body parts that support such a distinction, as well as some paperwork. And why are you taking me away? Don't really care who you claim to be, and the charge is none of your business, say the more talkative of the two officers or soldiers or whoever's grabbing you. Wait, let me tell my family and call my lawyer, you say. Not a chance, says the friendly police person, cuffing you and throwing a bag over your head. You're crying through the hood. Bloof, bloof, bloof. That'll teach you to sneer at the president, says the talkative officer, kicking you to make a move. To make you move, and undermine his war on terror. It's not against the law to sneer, you try to say, but they can't hear you, and neither will anybody else, because you have no right of habeas corpus. Under habeas corpus, you have the right to say, I want to be brought into court to determine if I'm the right person charged, if there's an actual law prohibiting what I'm charged with, if the people who are holding me have the jurisdiction to do so, and I want that publicly known, and I want the right to dispute all of that, and the right to be tried too. Without habeas corpus, you can be swept up off the street and never heard from again, period. Nobody has to know. Nobody, including yourself, has to know why. Nobody gets to determine if there's a law against what you're charged with. You have no rights at all. In America, the Constitution forbids taking habeas corpus away from you, except in case of rebellion or invasion, the public safety shall require it. It was written that way because the right of habeas corpus was a basic right, even under the King of England. It was the most basic check on a king's tyranny. It was assumed. Attorney General Alberto V05 Gonzalez now asserts something he thinks is very tricky and clever. What if you never had such a right? Then not giving you the right of habeas corpus wouldn't be taking it away. That would allow his president to order someone snatched up off the street or from their homes, and then anything could be done to them. Prison for life, torture, kill, sent to another country. And nobody would even have the right to ask our government if our government imprisoned that person, or why, or if he was the right person. Gonzalez's assertion is intended to do two things.
All of these things.
First, to allow the government to remove rights that are so fundamental that they are pre-constitutional, that they enable all our other rights. And the second is a defense in advance for the president and his minions. They can claim that they thought what they were doing was legal. After all, the Attorney General of the U.S. wrote them a memo that said it was, and if he was wrong, well, then if it goes to court and the court says so, then they'll stop doing it. So, see, they acted in good faith. Habeas corpus means you are in a society of laws. Without it, you're in the land of Saddam Hussein, August Pinochet, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Ivan the Terrible, and yada, yada, yada. And, of course, George W.
Abu Ghraib.
How do you like that? That's written by Larry Beinhardt, the smirkling chimp. Oh, suspects in Boston bomb scares plead not guilty.
How they're going to live their lives in the future and how they're going to look at the past. Well, hold on a second. For example, Afro, I think, comes kind of from the 70s. But then again, there's other styles, like the greased up hair, when they actually use grease. And I'm not totally sure where that comes from.
You're talking about Reagan
Whether or not it's from the 20s or from the... It's definitely not from the 60s, I don't think. Well, the 60s sort of... We're taking this very seriously. Yeah, please don't interrupt. The 60s
well, I haven't
sort of
heard
had
it.
their...
Okay, my understanding is that these guys are kind of making a goof of this process of this moment right now. And apparently in the court this morning there was a little bit of this going on as well. Our Boston Bureau Chief, Dan Lothian, is standing by.
Now look at Tony Harris. He looks very agitated about this. They're making a mockery
of this.
Are they
using humor?
This is very serious business.
Highly unacceptable.
They're just yucking it up now, you know. I mean, something as important as the Cartoon Network.
Like they were explaining something that was sort of bizarre. I have no idea. What I can tell you is what happened in court when they walked in. They were making, they were waving. They were kind of giggling a little bit. We were told that they were very nervous and were certainly surprised by the extent to which this situation is, in their sense, has gotten out of control. Beyond that, though, I have no explanation for what's going on behind me. I did hear a little snippet, though, is that they are taking this. One of them said that we are taking this seriously. So perhaps
it doesn't
they are
look
now
like
going
it.
into
Well,
Boy, that Tony Harris. Yeah, he's getting all like bent out of shape about this. You're supposed to be taking this very seriously. This is heavy duty stuff.
What we want you to
terrorism. And look at that scowl on his face, like he's about going to go kill somebody now. He's the one we ought to be worried about. Just like in Godfather 3, when she says, "Michael, now they will fear you," and he turns and says, "I think they should fear you."
We are Moonanites from the inner core of the moon.
Exactly. I'd watch it, man. In fact, I'll tell you, the only thing more dangerous than Moonanites, you know.
Yeah. Cockamoonites.
Cockamoonites.
And Mennonites.
The Mennonites. The Mennonites are the ones that put men in aftershave, aren't they? That's nasty stuff. Menon. Try Menon.
Okay.
And he slaps himself up the side of the head. I've been doing that a lot lately myself, slapping myself at the side of the head, and I need it. I use what do I use? Aquavelva.
Okay. I thought you were going to say aftershave.
1,239 votes on 1,240 now. It's changing as I speak. Man, is this exciting or what? What a do, man. He doesn't just have dreadlocks. He's got deadlocks.
Saying, listen, these are items, these are devices that had batteries and wires and were placed
I got a device for it with the battery.
Where a bomb would normally or typically be placed to cause
where a bomb would be
damage.
placed.
So they're taking it very seriously, but obviously, there is some bizarre behavior on the part of the two suspects.
Well, there you go. They're a little bit bizarre. And they're not taking it seriously enough to please Tony Harris on CNN, and he's got a real scowl on his face. You people with those bombs, those cartoon bombs, man, you better cut the crap. That's right. Cartoon bombs from the Cartoon Channel. Idiots.
Those terrorists are notorious for their sense of humor.
Yeah, they really are. They're going to kill you with humor and kill you with kindness, man. 1,240 votes on the poll, and runaway winner, gayest song of all time. YMCA, the Village People, 269. It's almost 100 ahead of whatever second place. Macho Man. We could play that Macho Man for about 4 seconds. And then, of course, we're in big, big trouble.
I think. It's hard to think, see?
Yeah, see, we can play that, the Macho Man speaking. Not well, but speaking. 25 past noon at QAM.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
The why, the die, cartoon, dork, tune, cartoon, tune, cartoon, the why, the die, cartoon. You made the Muslims upset, and now they're killing each other and blaming it on the West. The why, the die, cartoon. They say you can't draw Mohammed with a big bomb on his head, or they'll kill each other dead. The why, the die, cartoon.
See, I guess our short memory, we forgot that there are those killer cartoons, man, in that Danish rag that the Schmontheads got all upset about.
So you know what big fans of cartoon images the Muslims are.
Yeah, they just don't like those nasty images of Mohammed, baby. They get really all bent out of shape, and then bing, you're dead. So there are dangerous cartoons. There's a precedent for this. 2 men pleaded not guilty today to charges they created panic by placing bomb-like electronic light boards displaying a cartoon character with an upraised middle finger throughout Boston. Give them the finger, baby. Assistant Attorney General John Grossman called the light boards bomb-like devices and said that they've been explosive if they have damaged... Let me say it again. That if they had been explosive, they could have damaged the infrastructure and transportation in the city. Well, if chickens peed, you'd have a flood, baby. I mean, what does that mean? If they had been explosive. Peter Berdowski and Sean Stevens are being released on $2,500 bail. They were just on TV a minute ago, and they weren't taking it very serious, and that goofball on CNN was getting very upset, Tony Roberts. Well, they seem to be making a mockery of this, and, and the reporter up there, he was just almost yucking along with them, and, you don't understand. Yeah, we don't get it. Next pretrial hearing is scheduled for March 7. Write it down in your calendar. Yesterday, authorities shut down bridges in a stretch of the Charles River. The scene sparked criticism of Turner Broadcasting System, Inc., the parent company of CNN, because the cartoon Moon Men were part of a so-called guerrilla marketing campaign to promote the late-night Adult Swim cartoon Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Wow. How come they're not putting that on CNN?
We are Mooninites.
Yeah, those Moony nights. And what the hell is this? Oh, it's from Norma, YouTube something or other, huh? Oh, jeez. I don't have time to potch you with this right now, Norma. I'll look at it eventually. Can I go back to the show? The Moon Men are Mooninites. Well, I thought it was my thing there buzzed, and I thought maybe it was an important message. The Moon Men or Mooninites, as they're known to the show's faithful, are delinquent outer space men who make frequent appearances on the program. Photographs of the Moon Men, or Mooninites, as they're known on the show's faithful, are delinquent outer space men who make frequent appearances on the program. The Mooninites. Mm-hmm. Photographs of the devices show several tiny light bulbs protruding from a circuit board that houses wiring and at least 4 batteries.
Oh, my God.
Exactly. How do you like that?
Stereo, no less.
There's only one thing we can do better than that. Yeah, that's it. Berdowski, 27, a freelance video artist from Arlington, Mass., and Stevens, 28, face charges of placing a hoax device in a way that results in panic.
Oh, my God.
As well as 1 count of disorderly conduct, said Mass. Attorney General Martha Coakley. The hoax charge is a felony, she said. According to his website, Berdowski is a graduate of Massachusetts College of Art who goes by the nickname Zebler. Berdowski has a green card, is seeking asylum in the U.S. Oh. A website, www.zebler.com, features a video of people assembling the LED Moon Men and driving around Boston, installing them on buildings and other structures. Turner Broadcasting has said a third-party New York advertising firm, Interference Inc., conducted the campaign, and the web video's introduction states, the Interference Information Network takes on the ATHF, referring to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Interference Inc. had no comment on the incident. Boston Police Commissioner Edward Davis called the stunt unconscionable. How do you like that? Unconscionable. While Boston Mayor Thomas Menino called it outrageous, although it looks like he had 4 grapefruits in his mouth when he was speaking. A product of corporate greed. He says a product of corporate greed. Democratic Representative Ed Markey, a Boston area congressman, added, it would be hard to dream up a more appalling publicity stunt. He was appalled. Phil Kent, TBS chairman and CEO, issued an apology to the city and said in a statement that police were notified as soon as Turner realized the marketing campaign was mistaken for something sinister. Sinister. We also directed the third-party marketing firm who posted the ad to take them down immediately, Kent said in a statement. But while Menino and Coakley called the apology inadequate, others disregarded Boston's responses. Much ado about nothing. 22-year-old Todd Venderlin, a design student at the Parsons School of Design in New York City, saw one of the devices 2 weeks ago as he left the lounge in South Boston. He said he was stunned when he saw a bomb squad removing them. It's not so threatening, it's a little bright, he told the newspaper, referring to the children's toy that allows users to create pictures by placing translucent pegs into an opaque board. I don't understand how they could be terrified. I would be if it was a bunch of circuits blinking, but it wasn't, he said. In other words, they're a bunch of dumbasses. Mm-hmm. Turner said the devices have been in place for 2 or 3 weeks in Boston, New York, L.A., California, Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, Portland, Austin, Texas, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. However, only in Boston did light boards create such a furor. In Seattle and several suburbs, the signs were removed without fuss. We haven't had any calls to 9/11 regarding this, Seattle police spokesman Sean Whitcomb told the AP yesterday. Police in Philadelphia told AP that authorities had confiscated 56 of the devices. In New York City, a street was shut down for 45 minutes after 2 of the devices were found on an overpass, according to the New York Post. In all, 41 of the devices were found in the Big Apple. In Boston, however, local, state, and federal authorities shut down the Boston University. Well, we've been through that before. Coakley and Menino didn't rule out the possibility of criminal charges or a civil suit to recoup what they say is hundreds of thousands of dollars that his city spent to respond to the bomb scares. Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority spokesman Joe Pasaturo said the legal department is sending Turner a letter asking the company to reimburse the city for all costs incurred during the hoax, but the authority had no plans to unilaterally file a lawsuit. Officials believe there were 38 light boards placed around Boston, some on private property, she said. As of last night, 14 have been recovered. It had a very sinister appearance, Coakley told reporters. It had a battery behind it and wires. Oh, yeah. So did Sally Fitz. Asked about whether Massachusetts authorities have the jurisdiction to arrest police out of state, Coakley said she believed they would if the offenses took place in Massachusetts. Adult Swim shares channel space with Cartoon Network, another Turner enterprise. The Cartoon Network broadcasts during the day, aimed at a younger audience. At night, Adult Swim takes over the airways with more mature programming. Oh, my God. I'm ready to pass out. Oh, there's Tony Blair again.
To be very careful with people fluttering around the new government.
Hey, go have a good VM, okay? Take some laxatives. My mother left it in her will for you, okay, Tony? Go take some laxatives. God. Those Brits, you know what they all need? A good Schmidt. That's what the Brits need. Maybe that's why the Battenbergs, you know, that whole German thing, they need a Schmidt in their midst. 1246 on the pool. What do we got? We got a shot at 14 today? 1350? 1247? Whatever we get, we get. 1248. See the way they're coming in tiny chunks? Mm-hmm. The gayest song ever. Boy, that's a really crappy poll. I want to apologize for it. Now, whoever sent it in is probably swearing at me because we've had listeners sending in a lot of really good polls lately. In fact, here's a good poll for mañana. Wow. Hallelujah, Ratman. The worst thing that out-of-town Super Bowl visitors could discover about South Florida is, and it's got a list of all these. You want to hear them? Because Village People YMCA is still way ahead in the gayest song ever, 270. Almost 100 ahead of Macho Man. It's those Village People, that Injun. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Defoe likes that song because he's a Injun killer. But anyway, the worst thing that out-of-town Super Bowl visitors could discover about South Florida is our traffic congestion. They want to move here. Oh, our drivers, our crime rate, the cost of living, our overpriced restaurants, so many non-English speakers, Neil's callers, oh boy, our local politics and politicians, our local radio estaciones, our mosquitoes, gators popping up in our yards, the quality of customer service, our hurricane season, our sports teams, our local TV personalities, the people, our education level, and then it says, I'm an out-of-town visitor, it sucks here, I'm an out-of-town visitor, I love it here. And, of course, I hate this poll. Right. I think we got it licked. You're probably jealous of that.
Of what, the licking?
No, not the licking. So I'm not licking your ass, I'll tell you that. Or any other party. Oh, God. There we go. We're back to that again, man. All these people with all of this... No, I'm just telling you that I got the poll for tomorrow. And then, of course, you being on next week, or those tapes, you're going to have to come up with a poll every day.
I got a couple on deck. I don't know what I'm going to do
for
the rest
of the week. Which I know is your very, very least favorite.
Hi, I'm a sports fan.
I love sports. I eat sports, drink sports, sleep on sports, and I listen to sports radio all the time because they give me the inside take on what's going on with teams and stuff. And now we got the Super Bowl coming up, and I'm really getting hyped up with all this media stuff that they're doing. And I like to follow along because I like to be with what's happening. And we're going to do go to my friend's house who has a 60-inch screen, and we're going to drink like beer, and then we're going to have bean dip, and I'm going to take off my shirt during the game like you see people do during like a Super Bowl, and I'm going to make my arms go like this and go, and then I'm going to do that yell, you hear, woo! Woo! That meaningless yell. Woo! and sports is really all about my life because I love talking about sports with my buddies and stuff, because, some of them, they got wives and girlfriends and stuff, and I haven't had a chance to have one of them. And, sure, when I'm with my buddies, I talk about getting laid. Oh, sure. I've had one of those, and I've gotten laid. But mainly sports. Sports is what I know. That's right. I talk about sports all the time. And I go home. Because all I got really in my efficiency is a hot plate, and then I'd sit in bed and drop cracker crumbs in my underwear. And that's all my life pretty much consists of outside of sports. It wasn't the sports I'd have no life. Oh, God, my life's pathetic.
So let me ask you one question about sports.
You like it?
Anyway, we got the big Super Bowl coming up, and we got all the falderall and the hoopla and the bada-beep-bada-boop-bada-bop right here on QAM. Believe me, more than you can probably handle. Although we do have the Panthers game on tonight. Panthers hosting the Washington Capitals over there at the Mac Arena. Any interest at all?
No.
Panthers, hockey, He shoots, he scores, stuff like that. Leafs beat New York 2-1 last night, the Rangers. Here's the game in an hour again.
Played ahead at center. Brought back into the zone. Gobbled up here by Bates Battaglia from a sharp angle. Trying to go for the top corner.
That's your close buddy Joe Bowen there. Your close personal buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Good guy. Governor Charlie Crist's move to scrap Florida's controversial touchscreen voting machines won't produce immediate change. It may produce some political controversy of its own, it says. The governor is set to formally unveil the proposal today. He's doing it with Bobby Wexler of Boca. In a preview yesterday before a gathering of Florida newspaper editors and reporters, the governor said the move is dictated by lingering memories of the 2000 presidential election debacle and public desires for a paper record of votes in case a recount is needed. What could be more important to democracy than ensuring the integrity of our elective process? It's at the very foundation of it all, Crist said. Crist didn't offer details. Cost estimates of equipping each of the roughly 4,300 touchscreen precincts with at least one optical scanner that reads paper ballots range from $25 to $35 million. Wexler, a longtime political friend of the Republican governor, who probably knows that he's gay, said Crist would recommend spending enough money to buy optical scan machines for Palm Beach, Broward, and the other 13 countries with electronic touchscreen voting. Yeah, Dade County is a separate country. Make no mistake about it. The governor next needs to sell his plan to the legislature. Not everyone thinks scrapping the machines is the right thing to do. It's possibly a very good idea. I have some concerns about the cost, said State Representative Ellen Bogdanoff of Fort Lauderdale, Republican member of the House Majority Leadership Team, who represents Palm Beach and Broward counties. What needs to come out of this is a debate on a menu of options. We need a menu, just like in a good restaurante, baby. A menu. I think I'm going to stick with Morton's, for that big meal. I'm sticking with that, because I'm just getting overwhelmed by all this other stuff. In addition to which, the Gables, I don't want to go to the Gables. I get lost there. I turn
it's a bit of a
all
schlep,
the time.
And it's like Miami
very
Lakes,
far from me, and I get lost there, and I got no idea where.
I
mean, years ago when I was doing baseball, whatever sport I was doing, I had some idea where some of the streets were, but I don't know from the Gables anymore. So, maybe Fleming's is great, maybe Norman's is really sensational, and then, of course, Schmendrick there said that Ortanic on a Miracle Mile is from hunger, is what he said. I mean, how bad can Morton's be, right?
I only went there once, and it was great. The tablecloths were really, really white.
Yeah, well, what does that mean?
Nothing.
The tablecloths are really, really white. Like, what were they supposed to be? Full of schmutz?
Well, it was a little spotty, little stained here and there, maybe some dinge. No, not a speck of dinge.
In other words, they were bleached.
Brilliant white.
Okay. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
looks like Light Bright, that little company that makes the children's thing, is now a terrorist company, huh?
No question about it, man. They'll probably blow their ass up.
Dude, I love that Boston got owned, and they're so embarrassed about it, and they absolutely have nothing to do except try to file criminal charges against cartoons.
Thank God there's no crime in Boston, man. It's a good thing they cleaned up that combat zone.
I love it, Neil. I love your show. Bye-bye.
Good luck to you, Pally. See you on the Mystic River Bridge. We can jump together.
We are Moonanites.
Yeah, the Moonanites, baby, they're dangerous. They're going to come and get you, okay? There's Reverend Moon, and there's Cockamoon, and there's the Moonanites. Oh, brother. And this Tony Harris jackass on CNN, he can't figure out why these two guys are laughing up their sleeve, you know?
He was outraged.
This is very serious. Oh, yeah, he was indignant, man. He was as indignant as it gets.
Never.
Yeah. How dare you make light of the situation? This is, we're under terrorist threat and attacking, but a beep, but a boop. Don't you listen to the president and those damn terror. You notice we don't have that anymore.
No, we don't.
We don't have it anymore. In fact, it almost doesn't make sense to even play that bit anymore, but I do like it a lot. You know, if I could ever find it, yeah. Like that. No yellow light, no orange light, no green light, no bright light, no dim light. Just a bunch of dim bulbs.
Every day the news is morning.
That's something we had to censor the God out of that thing. That is so pathetic, man, Joyce. It is so sad what you folks are doing to us. But nevertheless, we got a great phone system. One of these days, when you least expect it, that line 1 is going to light up again. And then when that happens, then we're going to really be dangerous. You'll see. WQAM, hello. QAM. Hola. Sounded to me like there was somebody on there, but you never know. QAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Hey, about the Super Bowls, my friend would say we're knee-deep in the hoopla.
Yeah, that's right, up to our armpits.
And about the restaurant business, I wanted to say I went to Orantique 4 years ago, and I'm not a big fan of eating or food or anything, but I'd probably say that's the last time I had any happiness in life, 4 years ago at Orantique.
What'd you do? You did something right there on the table, is that it?
Someone paid for it and everything, you know?
All right.
So I recommend it.
Thanks, Pally. That's the last time he had any happiness in his life was 4 years ago. God, even I'm not that manic. You know, I mean, I can be pretty manic, believe you me. Trust me. Well, you know that. Well, that's just me, you know. I'm just one of those people. I can be, it takes just the smallest thing. But a beep, but a boop, oh, geez, you know, here I go again. You like that? Just relax, old man. Just relax. Everything is fine.
That's right.
Just pat me on the head and say, all is fine. That's right. WQAM, hello.
Talk about public transit.
Remember that guy? QAM, hello.
Neil guy.
You don't remember the guy that says you should talk about interesting things like public transit?
Oh, that guy.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to interject the winner for tomorrow's poll, if you don't mind me adding to that poll already.
Go ahead.
That people will come down and realize not all of Miami is definitely like South Beach. Because everybody I talk to thinks that they just automatically assume that Miami is South Beach.
Oh, yeah. And then they found out it's like about a half a dozen blocks over there on the beach, and the rest of the town is like Toilet City.
Exactly. Like there's 5 blocks of naked chicks, and then the rest is a toilet.
Right. Okay, thanks, well, I'll figure that out. Thanks, Pally.
Thanks.
Okay, the worst thing that they discover is that South Beach is only a few blocks. How's that?
Okay.
Well, is that inaccurate?
No.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't sound too enthusiastic about my choice of wording there, does he, Chris?
Well, I could pretend to be.
Well, don't.
All right.
Don't start in with me, okay? I'm in a wonderful frame of mind right now. I'm off on vacation tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You're taking over. I'm going to do a fine job, or the tapes, or whatever we put on.
Whatever, yeah.
I bet those tapes would be really good.
Sure. I'll put some
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Great.
Hey, I've been listening all week. I'm surprised no one's brought this up. Did you see the little blurb in the TV section on Sunday?
About Tom Jicka? About what?
It doesn't have a byline, but it's the radio highlights. They got a little, like a column, radio highlights.
No, I somehow missed that, yeah.
Well, under QAM it says, by having his sidekick host the show half of the week for the past several months, Neil Rogers' hardball playing must have paid off. He's back full-time now, continuing to keep QAM in the black.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm sorry?
Who wrote such a stupid thing as that? George is on in the summertime every summer. That's got nothing to do with a contract.
I don't know. It was in the Herald.
Oh, in the Herald. Well, in that case, I would wipe, some elephant's butt with it.
I'll put a roll in my bathroom.
Okay, thanks, Pally. Yeah, in fact, that's a good idea. When you run out of toilet paper, just take the Herald and just roll that baby off.
No, the ink runs.
And then you get the ink all over your cheeks. Not good. Oh, there's nothing worse than getting caught with inky cheeks. Remember Jimmy Durante, Inky Dinky Doo? Remember that? Well, what does that mean? I sure would like to see that, wouldn't you? By putting his sidekick on as if, what does that mean? If it's in the Herald, it's full of crap. But I've put us back in the driver's seat and back in the black. First of all, we're not in the black. This station loses money all the time because of their obsession with, not the Neil Rogers show, sports. That's right.
Yeah, we
the
didn't have any
Marlins
ratings.
that nobody cares about. The Dolphins, which they always pay too much in spite of the fact they want it back now. Just like Joel across the street lost his ass millions on the Dolphins with that silly-ass Jimmy Syphilis during the games. The worst. The absolute worst. God, I meet people on the street corners say, do you ever hear Jimmy Syphilis do the Dolphin games? I say, oh, you got to be kidding me. The worst. Just like they say in Germany, the worst. But that was good. I had that bratwurst yesterday. Put me right in the right frame of mind, for vacation.
Good.
1,280 votes on the poll. Boston is safe again. They got the Teletubbies and they got the Moonanites all under control. What is the gayest song ever? Village People YMCA 275. Village People Macho Man 190. And nobody's even close to them Village People. And you want to know why Defoe likes the Village People?
John Killer.
That's why. Whatever happened with your friend Marvin the Raw Man? Does he ever get out yet, or what?
What's the question?
The question is, wasn't he involved with Defoe and that Indian, that whole Indian business?
He ever went to jail or anything.
Well, do you really think that was a serious question?
No.
No, he should have gone to jail for when he was producing my show.
This is Scott Farrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool, I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hours. I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hours.
But she drinks more than she eats. Nicole parties like a rock star. Paparazzi follows her with cameras, and in pictures she looks so starved. My daughter's skinny. She's skinny like a skeleton, y'all. My daughter's skinny, yeah. She's skinny like a skeleton. She wants to get she wants to drink and smoke and dance dirty all night. She does a sandwich real quick. Oh, yeah. My daughter's skinny. You fell. Skinny like a skeleton. My baby's skinny like a skeleton.
102 at 560 WQMR, big 1 to 2 hour, and then we get into that Super Bowl business, baby. Then we get rid of this Chazurah, and we get the important stuff on here, right from Radio Row. What do you know on Radio Row?
Huh?
Exactly. You don't know from Radio Row. Well, what does that mean, Radio Row? It's where all the radio staciones are at the Super Bowl?
I guess they got
right up the street there. You could probably throw a brick from where you're sitting right now and hit a whole bunch of people in that Radio Row. The U.S. government wasted tens of millions of dollars in Iraq reconstruction aid, including scores of unaccounted-for weapons, and a never-used camp for housing police trainers with an Olympic-sized swimming pool, investigators be saying. The quarterly audit by Stuart Bowen, Jr. I wonder if he's kin to Joe Bowen. The Special Inspector General for Iraq Reconstruction is the latest to paint a grim picture of waste, fraud, and frustration in an Iraq war and reconstruction effort that's cost taxpayers more than $300 billion left the region near civil war. No. I mean, by the way, dozens more dead today, and number 2 bombings in Hilla, or whatever, Hilla. I mean, we don't even put those stories on anymore because it's just commonplace. It's everyday business. The security situation in Iraq continues to deteriorate, hindering progress in all reconstruction sectors and threatening the overall reconstruction effort, according to the 579-page report, which is being released yesterday. Calling Iraq's sectarian violence the greatest challenge, Bowen said in a telephone interview that billions, your tax dollars hard at work, boys and girls, billions in U.S. aid spent on strengthening security has had a limited effect. Reconstruction now will fall largely on Iraqis to manage, and they're nowhere ready for the task. The audit comes as President Bush is pressing Congress to approve $1.2 billion in new reconstruction and as part of his broader plan to stabilize Iraq by sending over 21,000 more U.S. troops to Baghdad and Anbar province to be a human sacrifice. Democrats in Congress have been skeptical. Virginia Senator Jim Webb has suggested that the U.S. is spending too much on Iraq reconstruction at the expense of Hurricane Katrina rebuilding in New Orleans, while California Representative Henry Waxman plans in-depth hearings next week into charges of Iraq waste and fraud. According to the report, the State Department paid $43.8 million to contractor DynCorp International for the residential camp for police training personnel outside of Baghdad's Adnan Palace grounds that stood empty for months. About $4.5 million of the money was improperly spent on 20 VIP trailers and an Olympic-sized pool, all ordered by the Iraqi Ministry of Interior but never authorized by the U.S. Say, well, let's go swim in a pool naked. What do you say? What a disgusting thought on my part. U.S. officials spent another $36.4 million for weapons such as armored vehicles, body armor, and communications equipment that can't be accounted for. DynCorp also may have prematurely built $18 million other potentially unjustified costs. Responding, the State Department said in the report that it was working to improve controls. Already it's developed a review process that rejected a $1.1 million DynCorp bill earlier this month on a separate contract because the billed rate was incorrect. A spokesman for DynCorp, Greg Lagana, did not immediately return a phone call for comment. I can't imagine why. Bowen, whose office was nearly eliminated last month by administration-friendly Republicans in Congress, called spending waste in Iraq a continuing problem. Corruption is high among Iraqi officials, while U.S. contract management remains somewhat weak. It's like Al Martino's voice. My voice is weak. Poor Al Martino.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
By the way.
Yes, something?
Thank you, Sega, for sending me this email and link. You know those little signpost ads? The Moonanites?
Yeah.
In the other cities where they were found, now they're being auctioned off on eBay.
Yes.
The bid, which is climbing by the minute, right now is up to, want to take a guess for one of them?
$50,000.
Oh, no, they're at 5,000 right now, 5,000 and change. But every time you refresh, it's up like another $100. So.
Woo!
And they might get to $50,000.
Who wouldn't want to have his own Moonanite? You people better get there on eBay and get you your own Moonanite. And then you could moon on it. Remember Moon over Miami?
No.
I bet you a lot of our people in this audience probably once upon a time did moon over Miami. And I don't blame them. QAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Is George going to get into your clothes on your departure?
Yeah, I'm leaving in my snappy wardrobe when I leave. That's correct. He's going to wear all my spandex pants. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. You were talking about Taliban. I have to agree with that article. I spent 2 years in Afghanistan working for that company, and what they said is more than true. It's awful what goes on there. So just know that article is very truthful.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
And have a great day and a great life. 5670560. You had some calls today. You know, I mean, some people with almost something to say. It's maybe we've turned the corner. Maybe all these people are visiting for the Super Bowl. They're not like the usual local yokels. You think?
Maybe.
Oh, and then again, maybe not. Maybe we made a gigantic recovery.
Oh!
WQAM, hello. QAM, hello.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right.
QAM.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing.
Listen, I got a song for you.
Now, let me ask you something. Are you like on another planet or something? Where the hell are you in vis-a-vis
the moon?
Hello?
You sound like a Moonanite. Get near that phone, man. Are you on a speakerphone?
Yeah.
I'm in a speakerphone. Hold on a second, please.
Pick up the instrument. Get off that speakerphone, man. God, he's on a speakerphone.
Yeah.
Hello?
A spigot phone.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. See, now why would you do that? Why are you on a speakerphone?
Because I was on hold for 50 minutes, man. And I just keep trying to get the signal busy.
just to let you know that I love you show, and I got a song for you which is very, very fucking.
Yeah.
Humanly, don't you want me, baby?
Okay.
Just to let you know, and I love your show, man.
Okay, don't do that speakerphone again, man.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, thanks.
Take care.
Arrivederci. Okay, there you go, the Human League, and Don't You Love Me, Baby.
Don't you want me? Why? It's a guy and a woman singing to each other about it.
Yeah, I don't understand what's gay about that.
I mean, obviously the lead singer of the Human League is probably very gay. He wears makeup, but...
Yeah, let's hear a little bit of that. About 5 seconds would be more than enough. The Moon Knights are taking over America, folks. Look out.
I am McNicknock.
Well, what can you say to that? Oh, yeah.
I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Get out of there. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the video, and the guy looks very fey. You know, he looks...
Sure. Yeah, it was the Gayest, for Christ's sakes.
That's for crying out loud, right. WQAM, hello. QAM, hello.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday you were talking about restaurants, and I was wondering what the hell happened to Dan's Steak and Cheese.
What the hell is that?
It was in Fort Lauderdale, Dan's. They had a great steak and cheese.
Yeah.
And they just disappeared off the map.
I bet you that's what probably happened to Dan's Steak and Cheese. They disappeared off the map.
Damn, man, it really is flat.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, right off the edge of the world. Okay, thanks, pal.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Do you have any idea where that was or what he's talking about? I mean, I know where there's a good Arby's right where he's talking. I think I do know where he's talking. Like over there on A1A. I mean, I would have asked him if it was important, but of course they're long gone anyway, so what the hell difference does it make? I got an idea. Let's do a show about all the great places that aren't there anymore. You get so sour about that. I have no idea why.
I didn't think it went over that well.
What do you think, Chris? Chris doesn't care because he doesn't know where any of them were. I got news for you. Chris probably ate most of them out of business.
Not if it was up in Broward.
Oh, that's right. You live in Dade County. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Kendall.
So sorry for you people who live in Dade County. You have my deepest sympathies, okay? I'll pray for you. 11 past 1 at 560 WQAM. Let me...
G. Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
And now, former Vice President Al Gore on global warming. This is former Vice President Al Gore on global warming. Take it from me, the man who invented the Internet, the man who invented the mock turtleneck, and the man who invented the Chia Pet, the Frisbee, and chocolatey Cocoa Puffs. We are in trouble. People laughed at me when I first spoke of global warming, but who's laughing now? I am sick to death of hearing meteorologists say the weather patterns have been caused by El Nino, which in Spanish means little boy. How could a small child be responsible for changes in the worldwide weather? I've seen little boys stop Joe Pesci from robbing their house, but I have never seen them accurately forecast atmospheric abnormalities. My innovative ideas were featured in the full-length motion picture entitled The Inconvenient Truth. Admittedly, it was a 2-hour PowerPoint slideshow presentation, but I have been nominated for an Oscar. Apparently, the Academy was awestruck by my keyboard stroking. I have already selected a prime piece of real estate on my mantelpiece for that baby. It'll go right next to my Boy Scout of the Year award, which I won at age 39. The ice caps are disintegrating at an alarming rate, sort of like Barack Obama's chances of becoming president. The ice sheets in Greenland I spoke of in my movie, and the subsequent melting thereof, are akin to an El Nino in the sun with an El Popsicle. People need to listen to me. We need to release less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and grow more plants and trees. I suggest starting with marijuana, which I personally do not smoke, though many people have attributed my slow and deliberate speech pattern and lazy eye to being a pothead. Trust me when I tell you, my irritating tonal quality and monotone delivery are inherently mine. In conclusion, trust the word of me, the 45th Vice President of the United States, when I tell you, should we continue on our current path, we are screwed. The solution for this global warming problem can be found in a lockbox in my home in Nashville, Tennessee. I alone possess the single key to unlock the box, though you can get your own key by picking up The Inconvenient Truth on DVD. Now available at Best Buy, Circuit City, Amazon.com, or Ralph's Snatch and Grab, located in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I went to school with Ralph. He used to beat me about the head and face with his metal Scooby-Doo lunch pail. I got him back by sleeping with his wife at a key party in 1973. And since that time, we have become fast friends. It's time to take responsibility for the world we live in and stop blaming that kid from Mexico.
Former Vice President Al Gore now runs and maintains a Build-A-Bear workshop at the Stone River Mall in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He is completely crazy.
And I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit if he's a closet. And of course I have,
See, I would have avoided playing this if
somebody
I
asked
had
me that. Yeah.
All the good Genesis songs, and they made you play that one.
Anyhow, what do you mean they make you play that one?
They made you play it. You didn't play that willingly, did you?
No, I did not. No, that's probably when Tweety Bulger. Maybe the Boomer will call in and remind you about those good old Zeta days. Huh, the Boomer? He's good. That was good to call the other day, the Boomer, you know? In fact, you notice this week, now that they know I'm leaving for a week tomorrow at 1 o'clock, now all of a sudden they're being real, the callers are great, and everybody's just real, friendly, except for the 80,000 that called me an a-hole yesterday. That doesn't bother me. I've got some close personal friends out there right now who I'm sure are feeling the same way, but that's all right. I don't take it personal. 1,324 votes. What is the gayest song ever? Village People, YMCA, 283, and Macho Man, Village People, 199. Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go All Over the Seat, 168. Well, I sure hate that, man. I don't want to get too graphic now. First of all, it's right after lunch hour, and then of course Joyce will get get her knickers in a tight wad. WQAM. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. Okay.
That gentleman who asked about the Dan's in Fort Lauderdale, the restaurant was called Submarine Dan's.
I know where that was. I know exactly where that was.
It used to be off Davie Boulevard, 27th Avenue was the first one. The last one was off Sunrise by the railroad tracks.
There was a zillion of them, yeah. I remember the one by Sunrise, yeah.
There you go. And that's been gone at least 5 years or so in the interest of, we need another Home Depot. So that's, I think, where they put it. So
Thanks for the bad news.
Actually, I think, you were talking about old landmarks, but it might be the perfect tonic for driving away this in-town Super Bowl crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just an idea. But listen, you take care of yourself, sir. And
I'm doing it.
And let me see, early happy anniversary if I don't get to you by March.
Thank you so much. Have a great life, Pally.
You too. Bye-bye.
It's been real. 21 past 1 at 560 WQM. We got the Mad Dog at 2, and then the Power Hours, all three of them with Henry Goldberg and Mr. Mandich between 3 and 6. We're going to get Super Bowl intensive. Forget about all this talk about restaurants and about what is it? Moonanites.
Moonanites. I am McNignot.
And men in aftershave and stuff like that. Forget about that. Let's get to the important stuff. Super Bowl, baby. That's all anybody's talking about. Let's get to the bowl. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Oh, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Dan Sub is on...
Yeah, okay, good. We just heard it. Mm-hmm. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The gayest of gay songs was done by Culture Club. Come on, Camellia.
No kidding. Let's see. How many votes has that got? It's got 35 or 25 votes.
It'll do it. It'll make a comeback.
Okay.
Have a good day, Neil.
And back to you. See, he was not fazed by the fact that I said it had 25 votes. He was like non-compos Venus, like I never said anything. That is correct. Now, what was that you were playing?
Oh, Genesis.
Oh, again?
It used to be good.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it wasn't on purpose, but I like older Genesis.
Mm-hmm. How about Exodus?
Okay.
How about Leviticus? I think you're anti-Semitic.
I'll play Exodus right now.
How about the theme from Exodus by Leon Uris? Oh, no, let's see.
That's not what it says here.
The theme from... Huh?
That's not what it says here.
Leon Uris wrote Exodus. The theme from Exodus by... It's on Verve Records or Mercury, something like that. Oh, I can see the label now. I can't believe I'm stumped that it did.
This is so rousing.
Oi! It's so schmaltzy, man. It's very schmaltzy. Makes you want to go eat deli. Doesn't it?
Okay.
Who did that? The theme from Exodus by... Give me a hint. Don't say it.
F&T.
Oh, for Randy and Teicher. All right. What a memory. F&T. You see that? Now, is that how you spell effin'? Is that like effin' and Zimbabwe
Apostrophe N.
For Randy and Teicher, they're tinkling on the piano keys, baby.
From 19...
Oh, I haven't got it. You're asking me 19. Now. Get out of here. Are you a crazy person? 1960.
Close. 61.
Well, there you go. See, what a memory, boy. See, some people out there, they think my brain is like turned to jello, which at times it does. My mind, when I come back from vacation, my brain is going to be clear. My attitude is going to be improved. Life is going to be sweet. People are going to be like pawing and clawing at me like I'm some kind of a Moonanite. You'll see. You'll see.
All right.
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That theme song that you're doing right now, I think it was used in Charlton Heston movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when he was playing Hercules and Samson and Abraham and Moses, right?
Yeah.
And Ben-Hur.
And when he had those blue spandex pants on, too, when he was playing Ben-Hur, yeah. He said, oh, yeah, I've been her. And I believe it. That was wonderful, that scene. That's my favorite scene from the whole movie, and it's right toward the end of the movie, too, Fahrenheit 9/11. Or is it? No, it's not Fahrenheit 9/11. It's Bowling for Columbine. Excuse me. Got my Michael Moore flicks all screwed up there. But anyway, the scene where he's interviewing the extremely senile right-wing Charlton Heston and making a total jackass out of him. I like the way he suckered him in there. He, whips out his NRA card, like his membership card. Good boy, and he reaches over and pats him on it. And then, of course, we found out what a bigoted right-wing slimeball Charlton Heston is, as if we didn't already know that,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe him and Nick Saban would have a good time together. What do you think?
I could talk about coon-ass all day long.
Oh, man. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello. He was going to be really good, too, Chris. QAM, hello. Oh, man. Sounded like he had both a cell phone and a regular phone deep inside. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil?
Yes, I am.
Hey, man, I love your show.
Why not? What's not to like?
Nothing wrong with it. Hey, Neil, about some gay songs, how about Lou Reed, Take a Walk on the Wild Side?
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
That's outstanding.
And another one is Lola by the Kinks.
Oh, yeah, we never put that on there. Somebody mentioned it, and it said Lola by the Kinks. You never put it on.
Right.
Okay.
And thank you so much. And I'm trying
to guys, keep up the good work. I love it.
Okay, thanks, Pally. I love you, too, but I'm trying to get rid of your car. I can't do it. It won't go.
Bye.
I'll do it.
It won't drop.
I got it.
Bang on that thing. Slam on it. Take a Walk on the Wild Side. Lou Reed. He just died, Lou Reed. It's Capitol Records, by the way.
He just died?
Lou Reed, yeah.
He did?
Holly came from Miami, FLA.
Miami?
He didn't die, Lou Reed?
USA.
Oh, I hadn't heard that he died.
Plucked her eyebrows on the way.
Maybe Lou Rawls, I'm thinking of. Lou Rawls just died?
Lou Rawls,
Lou
yeah.
died.
The other Lou. Lou Costello.
He didn't die. Born March 2nd, 1942. He's just half a year older than me. He's old, man, Lou Reed. He's still alive. Take a Walk on the Wild Side. Sounds very gay, so that's perfect for our program. Now they're starting to get the drift of it, okay? Now they're finally catching on. 26 past 1 at QAM.
B.
Castro, get out of Cuba. We just can't use ya. You've been around way too long.
Increíble.
Castro, you ugly bastard.
I'm dying over here.
Too long you've lasted.
Yes.
The Bay of Pigs should have worked. Fidel, you make me sick. Get out of Cuba quick. You are so rich, you amigo, son of a bitch.
Not the best, dear. I'll try better next time.
Baseball, we know you like. Are you behind the strike? Where were you in 63? Did you kill Kennedy? Muerte, 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 muerte. Get out now and free your nation. Are you into masturbation? Fidel will lift the embargo. Cuba will become another Key Largo. USA, we're turning all the rafts and boats away. Lucy!
eBay pulled the Moonlight sign off the auction.
Castro, get out of Cuba. We just can't use ya. You've been around way too long. Castro, you ugly bastard. Too long you lasted. The Bay Pig should have worked. Fidel, you make me sick. Get out of Cuba quick. You are so amigo son of a bitch. Baseball we know you like. Are you behind the strike? Where were you in '63? Did you kill John Kennedy? Muerte! 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 Get out now and free your nation. Are you into masturbation? Fidel will lift the embargo. Cuba will become another Key Largo. USA! USA! We're turning all the rafts and boats away. Lucy! Lucy!
Adios. Adios, Fidel. I hear he's dead. Now, what were you babbling there? The Moon Knights what?
eBay, the auction they had going on. Well, all of a sudden it's not their invalid item. They pulled it.
Oh. Well, why is that?
Well, they always do that whenever something's hot or spicy or, controversial.
Spicy? Like jalapenos, you mean?
Yeah, like that.
I see. Well, so in other words, if you wanted to buy one of your Moonanites there, that they were out on the streets, that were hanging from the bridge, and your dentures and whatever else, it ain't on eBay right now. But keep yanking, going back to it. 1,349 votes on the poll, and the Village people got a hands down your pants. No, not even any point looking at it, is there? See, that's not a good poll when there's no point looking at the result. No. Now, what are you doing?
I was over here faxing.
Faxing on that brand new fax machine that
that brand old one.
How about the brand new old one? Still not hooked up?
No.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Maybe by the time you get back from vacation.
I doubt it. 5670560. Boy, the calls today, and I think yesterday too we had actually some call, including the very first one yesterday. Remember that guy, like a real human being? He was giving me a song and dance about some restaurant. Remember that?
Yes.
We were doing restaurants now. But I got more than enough of a list. I still think Morton's is fine. If anybody don't like Morton's Steakhouse, well, it's just the way it goes.
At least you can find it.
Yeah, that's right. Biscayne and 173rd. I think I can handle that. 5670560 pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless Line. WQAM. Hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up? You got Lola on your list?
Yeah, we just stuck it on there, so it's about 18 people mentioned it, and we didn't put it on until just now.
Okay, one other thing. What about Walk This Way? I mean, I love Aerosmith, but wasn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, weird. Not gay, just weird. Okay. Walk this way. They weren't talking about walking that way, swish with that ponytail thing.
Sways with a wiggle when he walks.
See?
Sways with a wiggle when he walks.
Gay.
What is love?
Remember that ponytails? I haven't played it in a long time. Good reason, too. How's Woody Graber doing, by the way?
How's he doing what?
Who's he doing? Walk this way. Pretty dang gay says, voice keeps swinging by David Bowie.
And I don't have that particular David Bowie song.
Oh, well, too bad. Excellent song, though, and went #1 in Europe, says Carlin Stewart. And P.S. Have a great vacation, Neil. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be getting tomorrow. 10 to 1, 3 hours of have a great vacation, Neil. I beg your pardon? Well, wouldn't it be nice if people that were nice to me, wanted to pat me on the head, say, hey, have a great time over there wherever you're going, across the pond, Neil. Have a wonderful time. Wouldn't that be a sweet thing to do?
That would be.
But I'm just not a sweet old guy. Sometimes I can be a real pain in the ass and a real hard ass, and that's okay. It's just me being me. I don't apologize. Or maybe I will apologize. I'm sorry for being me. Anybody buying it?
No.
No, I'm not either. WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil. What about that tune, I Will Survive? That
by Gloria Gaynor. It wouldn't surprise me if that's on there already. I Will Survive. Somebody mentioned it, but I don't think we put it on there, did we, George?
No, I don't think we did. I think we decided that it was gay, just because gay people like it.
No, it's a gay song.
The woman's singing about a guy leaving her.
Oh, well, she'll get by. 1,354 votes. Yeah, you're right. It's not a gay song, but it's a disco song, and it's a gay thing. It's an all the gay.
Her leaving a guy, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, what's gay about that? Well, maybe the guy left her for a guy. That could be gay. You're right. It's not all we associate it with being, and of course, then we get in the same problem with a lot of these people in the audience and think because the theme might be considered. Let's get with it. Let's understand the deal. You understand it?
No.
And what difference does it make when you come right down? It kills a poll. That's all it's for. Kills a little bit of time, and of course today we're letting them build the pool, but we haven't done one of those in a long, long time. Thank God. Oh man, that's good. I'm so happy we have it. WQAM, hello.
Yes, I have one for your poll.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How about Marvin?
Marvin, you're
gay.
Yeah, that was pretty gay. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes.
What was that song that went something like "Death in My Pole" with Susan Gray? Something like that.
Oh, I'm so tired of you, man. I'm so tired of you. I remember Susan by the Buckinghams, though. That guy is so boring,
Yeah.
He's got his own inside joke. Nobody in the world has got any idea what he's talking about. Nobody cares, and that's him. That's you. You're terminal, man. You are what South Florida's all about. Too bad I had to dump it. I didn't have to, but I just felt like it.
Good.
Yeah.
Because all he's doing is sending a personal message.
Yeah, it's just some bitch that he's pissed off at or whatever the hell it is. Listen, don't confuse me with all the broads, okay? All these broads in your life. Too bad. They probably smelt you, man, and they probably got wind of you. I don't blame them. 20 till 2 at QM. We get really Super Bowl intensive at 2.
Oh, God?
I don't mean a lot of the things I say. I always say silly things on the show. I just come up with them on my own.
Paris on the well.
Tinkerbell wears a bracelet around her neck.
Paris on the well.
What color are your nipples?
Buy her stockings for your legs.
I love them very much.
Or her videos of sex.
People keep asking about the sex tape.
There will even be retards buying her old MasterCards. Paris on the well.
Just that I'm a very strong woman.
You can get her pantyhose right there on Paris Expo.
There's good naked and bad naked.
And for all you Paris nerds,
I love her!
Purchase her medical record.
We're going to do a vaginal on her.
No, don't you call my bluff. They really buy this crappy stuff. Paris on the web.
It was on eBay. Ooh, fun. Oh, my God. How lucky are we, huh?
Well, there you go. If you can't get the Moonlight on eBay, you can always get Paris with the runs or whatever the thing was called. Paris has the runs. And, of course, it looks like it and smells like it. 144, that's one of the most disgusting things on the face of the globe is that bitch. Mm-hmm. She just gives me spilkies. Daniel Patrick Welch on the Smirking Chimp writes, everything old is new again. Our generation's Gulf of Tonkin is about to drag us further into endless war. Thanks for the good news, Daniel. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
I'm putting my mother into bed, and the high-pitched urgency of MSNBC's This Just In crisis reporting cuts through the evening calm. Same on CNN. I haven't even bothered to check the other channels. Iran, we are being told, is to blame for the Karbala attack. We've always been at war with East Asia. I can't believe it's happening so neatly, so on cue, and so cutely bundled in such a familiar package. There is absolutely nothing credible about anything that comes out of Iraq, either through the administration or the mainstream press. War-weary Americans who spoke loudly and clearly about the question of more war are known suckers for official lies. In the aftermath of the Cold War, two long-term adversaries were waxing nostalgic about their government's respected propaganda. Yes, but the difference, said the Russian, is that you people believed yours. And now, having been lied to by a stream of shameless governments, having swallowed their leaders' crap about our destiny and greatness, is it even possible to imagine that we're going to let ourselves get sucked in again? Aside from the shrieking of the press echo chamber, tonight, the other irrelevant headlines of the day include a report that the U.S. is poised to attack Iran from Bulgarian bases, or that a U.S. Navy strike group is steaming through the Suez Canal to join the general buildup of U.S. forces in the Middle East. The Guardian reports that Bush is spoiling for a fight with Iran. He's spoiling for it. Leave aside the fact that the U.S. government recently tried to fund a project that admitted, mind you, to planting fake news stories to achieve national policy ends. This, of course, will be in addition to myriad black ops projects denied over the years. Never mind that the Israeli right wing has been openly clamoring for war with Iran, leaking stories about how it was prepared to go it alone. Don't compare the timing of this story with the pending, albeit non-binding, anti-escalation resolution now being prepared or rigorous debate in Congress. That's in quotes. Just look at Cheney's smug, untouchable, smirking face as he tells Wolf Blitzkrieg that Congress won't stop us, even as Scooter Libby is throwing everyone in his BlackBerry under the bus. Do pay attention, too, to Blitzer's complete inability to perform his function as a journalist. That is very bad sign. Also notice the $10 billion joint project announced between Iran and a Spanish concern for development of energy resources and the multi-billion-dollar arms and energy agreements Iran already has with Russia and China. Are the neocons completely crazy? Never mind, we already know the answer. And what the hell is wrong with us? Are we really going to let ourselves be lied into yet another war, a much bigger one, with a much more dangerous opponent and with even farther-reaching consequences? The answer seems to be yes. The Democrats and the press will not save us from this one. They didn't before and they won't now. They're in on the game and they'll do nothing without an enormous shove. The fact that they're getting ready to debate a toothless solution while the ships are sailing is chillingly out of touch. Our lives and our future are at stake and they're looking for sound bites. The made-in-USA tinderbox is unstable and about to blow, and the war profiteers and their puppets lighting the fuse have no concern for us. The enormous and dangerous forces against them means only more war, more contracts, and more profits. There's no way the world is going to sit back and let the U.S. have its way with world energy resources without a fight, and we stand warned that we're being dragged into a virtual Armageddon. The anti-war movement made a good show this weekend demanding an end to the Iraq war. It'll be too little too late unless the people wake up and demand a halt to the war already underway against Iran. Sounds really promising, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's me, Mr. Depression. Oh, gee, Neil, you're so depressed. How about those Moonanites, baby?
I am McNignock.
There's something a lot more uplifting. Let's hear that one more. Let's hear that one more time because there's one logical response.
I am McNignock.
There you go. Look at this. Oh, man. Boston, boy, a lot of bad things. You got the Moonanites on the loose there, and now researchers think scented oils that are found in some shampoos, soaps, and lotions can cause temporary breast growth in young boys, but only in rare cases. A preliminary study released yesterday said the oils appeared to disrupt the boy's hormonal balance. The federally funded study comes from the University of Colorado and National Institute of Health and is reported in the latest edition of the New England Journal of Medicine. 3 boys, ages 4, 7, and 10, developed the condition while using products containing lavender and tea tree oils. All 3 were normal again when they stopped using the product with the natural oils. Hormone experts advise parents to consider the possible risk your sons are going to get big boobies, baby. But because the condition appears to be rare and temporary, they're not suggesting a ban on sales. Scented oils, whatever that means. Lavender and tea tree. Well, lavender is awfully, huh? Sure.
Yeah.
Fits right in with our poll today.
No one using that.
Oh. So many problems, man, in so little time, you know what? WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil, sorry, I was on there for a minute. I apologize.
No problem.
Neil, the song that I was thinking of is, all we are asking is give war a chance.
Yeah, okay. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello, Neil?
Yes?
I don't know about bag songs, but I don't know. Do you ever watch the FX channel?
FX? Once in a great while. I don't think I got it here, no.
All right, there's a show that replaced Nip Tuck that's called Dirt. George probably watches it.
Why would you say that?
Huh?
Yeah,
it's
what is
Tuesday
it?
night at 10 o'clock. There was some pretty good schmanky going on that show the other night. I don't know if you might want to check it out. Tuesday night at 10 FX.
Okay, well, thank you so much, whatever that is. I'm still waiting for Real World Denver on MTV. That's what I want. I want to see the one they keep promoting.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be pleased to know it's a toasty -3 Celsius, baby. It's like almost
about 30, man.
Like in the 20s. Like -2 is 20, so like about 27 degrees. Not bad, huh? A little on the murky side.
Not bad at
no
all.
snow. I beg your pardon?
I said not bad at all.
Not bad at all. I got no complaints. No complaints, baby. And then, of course, George will be on at 1 tomorrow. I got basically 3 hours and 8 minutes and a few seconds to go before this vacation starts. Oh, God! I hope it's really wonderful, you know what? I hope wonderful things happen to me on this vacation.
Me too.
Do you?
And so does Chris.
No, he doesn't. You do?
Yes.
So that I come back in a better frame of mind, you know,
That's
instead of
right.
being so, like, spastic.
Happy.
I will admit the last couple of months I've been very spastic, and it's unfortunate, and the fallout just goes in every direction. I've been spastic, man. Although I'd rather be spastic than plastic.
Right? Not
Or
to,
like
not to get drastic.
plastic. Well, those phones are doing some strange, bizarre, you know what I mean?
Speaking of spastic.
Strange, spastic. QAM, hello.
Neil.
Yeah.
Glad to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
when George laughed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, good. WQAM, hello. QAM.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
That's good. You know, Jack Horkheimer was warning us about the full moon this weekend over Miami.
The moon. Well, he knows about the moon. Let me tell you about Miss Horkheimer. She knows it.
Yeah. And listen, on songs, remember that one, Muskrat Love or something like that? Sound like they're holding a rat underwater?
Yeah.
I think it was Senator Muskie.
Okay. All right. Wow. Like you said, what did you say just before that call? Something very perspicacious. 1,379. We could have made 14 today if Chris would have really leaned on it. But when you're that fat, it's hard to lean on it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It won't happen again.
Gayest song ever. Village People, YMCA 290. Macho Man 204. And Wake Me Up Before You Go All Over the Floor 173.
It's Gayest in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
You fairy.
We dance like sissies, we sing like wussies, but we must tell you, we swear we're not gay. If you wore these outfits to class, they would kick your ass. Regardless, we swear we're not gay. We look like interior designers. We sing like a bunch of girly whiners, but we're straight. Our agent says we gotta say, we swear we're not gay. Our biggest fans are 12-year-old girls who think we're as cute as can be. Yeah, but as they get older, they all figure out we're hiding our latency. One thing is for sure, we get manicure